congratulations on your victory.
Oh boy, that feels hollow.
You're
Here it comes.
taking money out of the pockets of
Home buying Americans. Where we're going to put the APS, huh, Annette? Oh, this is all about you and your kids, your future family. I'm worried about the APS and the quality of this content going out on a money-making venture possibly down the road. Well, you talked about the test drive. To use the car analogy,
Right.
To get the engine revving
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
is washing dishes.
Got to prime the pumps. The dishwasher pumps.
I don't know how the township would feel about that, knowing that there's no ventilation in here.
That's what I do on my land.
That's right. We're pretty much our own seceded state around here, aren't we? The seceded states of Steve and Kyle. That's what we are.
It's been so long since we recorded that I don't remember what any one of those clips was about. Not one.
Again, it's always an adventure trying to remember and think back. Well, we started here, got there, and finished with that.
Trying to do that verbal jigsaw puzzle in my brain. I think some of it had to do with me and Annette looking for a house.
Yep. And how I was supposed to be invited to the open house to go along.
Yeah. Didn't happen, did
Another one that didn't happen. Mark that up in the L column.
We did. You know, while we're talking about this, we did. By the way, it's Monday, July 10th, 2017, the year of our Lord. It's the Steve and Kyle podcast. While we're talking about our house hunt, I should say we did. We went to an open house last week.
Did you really? Another
and it
one?
was. Now, right now, we live 5 miles apart, 4 miles apart.
Yeah, it takes me less than 5 minutes to get here.
We looked at a house that was a half a mile from you.
Was it the one we rode by, right?
It was the one that we rode our bikes by.
Oh, that's right. Now,
yeah.
So this is one of those that was set for a regular open house.
Yeah.
Where apparently that's the new... We talked about this. Apparently that's the new gimmick when you're selling your house, especially in this area because the market's crazy, that you set an open house for whatever, a 2 or 3 hour period, and that's
on a weekend.
Yeah, and that's it.
You list the house, like you list the house on a Monday, and you say, open house this Saturday.
Yeah.
And then you obviously let realtors come in with their clients looking for a new house in hopes that you'll never get to the open house.
Okay.
So that's, exactly what happened. We went and looked at this house. And
because you were gone.
Yeah, we were going away.
You couldn't make the regular open house, so you were going to have to be one of the early birds.
Yeah, we were going to be away for, we were camping this weekend, so we weren't going to be home. The open house was on Saturday. So we looked at the house on Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday evening, like around 5:30.
That was a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Because we rode by it on our bikes less than 24 hours before that.
When we were out riding bikes.
You're darn right. We're pretty much a bike riding gang.
By the way, I'm a 36-year-old man who sent the text, want to ride bikes and get ice cream?
And I'm a 30-year-old man who couldn't have been more excited and said, yep, when are we going to go? Essentially.
So, yeah, man, me and Annette and you and Katie got on our bicycles.
You're darn right.
We rode by this house.
We had to intimidate some people.
And then we sat out front and had a very adult conversation, considering the fact that we were like all on our 10 speeds riding around in the street. And so Annette and I went back the next day. We did the walkthrough with our realtor. Loved the place. Absolutely loved it. By the time we finished walking through, we said to Dan, who's the realtor, we said, okay, well, we're just gonna go home, talk about this over dinner. And I was like, I'll shoot you a text tonight and let you know. So we were like, the doors had closed in the car, and both of us look at each other. We're like, yep, okay, let's do this.
Now,
so
was it in the range? Obviously, without giving specifics, was it in your number that you were looking for?
Oh yeah, it was perfect. It was actually on the lower end of it.
Oh, okay.
But it needed some work.
Okay.
But you could tell that the house was really well taken care of, and it had for instance, we wanted a house with a full 2-bathroom house.
Yep.
Well, this was 1.5, but the half bathroom was set up in a way where where the shower could have very easily been added, and it wouldn't have been. So it was like, we're walking through and we're like, man, this is perfect. This is perfect. That's not perfect, but with a little bit of work, it could be. Plus, it was on the lower end of the budget. We're like,
you have some money to work with.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a buffer.
Now, did you find and carve out a spot visually in your mind for the new APS?
It was so perfect. It had a finished basement, and it had this little room off the side that was set up like an office. Now, I know that we're comfortable here in our 63 square feet.
63 is a nice, odd number for us to squeeze our material in. Yeah.
This one was slightly bigger. I'll say maybe I'll give us 90 square feet out.
I mean, we'd have to add a third and fourth cast member.
Yeah, maybe like a treadmill too, or something. Or
well, at that point we'd have a bar in the corner.
Yeah, mini basketball,
and then we'd hire it out, like hire a net, run the bar once a week for us, but keep it down when we're not ordering.
She just stands there for 2 hours.
Has to stand there for 2 hours, and any time we raise our fingers, has to bring a drink over.
But she has to constantly be drying glasses, like you'd see in Cheers.
Well, yeah, she has a white shirt, a black vest with a bow tie, and she's always got that rag or towel over her shoulder, and is walking back and forth and, leaning on the bar when we're talking, acting interested. But yeah, everything better be spotless and sparkle clean all the time. Even glasses that we're never going to use. It's like a Cosmopolitan glass, but we don't want dirt or, dust on these things.
I don't even know what you drink out of a highball glass.
Yeah.
But I want them to be spotless.
Well, you're darn right. This is for a display, and it's going to look beautiful when we have our celebrity guests come through and they want to order a drink from Barkeep Annette.
So we walk through this house, and we get in the car, and we're like, man, we both loved it. We were really happy with it, and we wanted to put in an offer on it. So we got home, sent my buddy a text. We said, all right, we want to do it. He's like, well, I'd recommend we put in an offer tonight. And at this point, it's already, because we had left there, we had to go grocery shopping real quick. By the time we got home, it was probably 8 o'clock. So he goes, can you meet me at Qdoba? I'm like, okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll do it.
Because in my mind, this is the turning point. In my mind, you said, now I'll just see you tomorrow.
No,
and by the time you woke up, it was gone.
Nope. Annette wanted to. She was. Look, I didn't want to go out either. I was.
Right. Well, it's 8 o'clock.
Dead tired.
Yeah.
I still had a bunch of work to do.
Yeah.
And we had gotten home. She's like, I just want to take the dog for a walk and just come home and relax. So I was like, all right, well, I'll talk to him. I'll see what he says. Well, he was like, meet me at Qdoba, because he hadn't eaten dinner yet. He's like, I'll grab a burrito. We'll hash this thing out. So I get there, I sit down. I brought my laptop with me because I was doing work while I was sitting there with him. And Annette eventually, she had taken the dog for a walk, so she drove over separately and met us there. We didn't leave there until 10:15.
It took that long.
Didn't know Qdoba was even open until 10:15.
Well, they probably weren't. There was probably like a dozen 19-year-olds back there, day after a holiday, hung over and, washing glasses or burrito bowls or whatever they're washing, staring out there. Why don't they just leave? It's a freaking It's a Wednesday night. They haven't even come up to the counter in like an hour and a half. They're literally using the Wi-Fi. This is ridiculous.
So we drew up the offer, and now like the house was listed at blah 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 and $900,
which it always is.
So we're like, we're gonna round that up. We're gonna round it up to 100 because we're a couple high rollers here.
See, I thought they would have talked to you. I figured. Because that's part of the gimmick, right? When we're talking about how they do that with the open house and everything, is that typically they'll be underpriced.
Yeah.
Because the idea is get a dozen offers, see who comes in over to get it sold quick, right?
So we wanted nothing. We didn't want to mess around at all.
Right.
So we talked to him. He told us what he thought the house was worth, and we said we're doing a full price offer.
Right.
Full price plus $100, and there was even some stuff that we had written in there that would have been to their advantage. Like it would have made it a really appealing offer.
Okay.
So we signed everything, and we left there. And as we're walking out, I said to him, I was like, all right, well, let me know if you hear anything. Because he had texted the listing agent while we were sitting there. And the listing agent said, we had 4 open houses today. We have 4 tomorrow. Or no, or four
people
showings,
walking through.
Four
yeah.
showings today. We have 4 tomorrow. I think we have one possible offer from today. I'm like, okay, well, hopefully we just get this offer in. Again, this is like 10 o'clock. 10:22, I'm brushing my teeth back here at the house, and I got a text from him, and it was like a screenshot of the text he had with the listing agent saying, multiple offers already came in. Get back to us by 9 p.m. tomorrow night with your best possible offer.
So they want you to come in much more over the 100 that you came in over. Yeah.
So we thought about it overnight. Well, I thought about it as I was laying in bed staring at the ceiling the whole night.
Wondering
overnight would mean that I actually got some sleep.
Yeah.
Didn't get any sleep, just stared. And already, because at this point we're already both emotionally attached to the house.
Right.
Like, that's where our
You've already placed your furniture.
Yeah, exactly.
You've placed your furniture.
I know what color the nursery's going to be.
You've added the shower to the second bath.
Yeah. Everything's perfect. I have all the stuff laid out just perfectly in my head. So, woke up the next morning. I went to work. Annette and I were texting back and forth a little bit, and then I sent Dan a text, and I was like, "All right, here's what we want to do." And we were $10,000 over the asking price. But again, the house was underpriced. So sure, it would have been great to get it at the list price.
Right.
But realistically, we knew it wouldn't be
it's going to be hard to pull that off.
Yeah. Well, it was still in the budget, but it's like once you see the first number, that's like those eBay auctions that start at $5.
Yeah.
For a brand new Camaro or something. You're like,
I'm gonna get it.
I could get it for $5, and then you end up getting it for like $15,000.
Yeah.
Still a good deal, but you're like,
oh boy, that extra $14,995 really feels worse.
Really doesn't make this feel as good of a deal.
No.
So we put in our offer. And again, they were taking offers until 9 p.m. So that was the recipe for the longest day in history.
Yeah. So and that's assuming you'll hear back from it that night.
I was confident that we would, since he heard back from the listing agent the previous night at like 10:30.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, well, 9 o'clock. Well, then 9 o'clock turned into the listing agent saying multiple offers. It's going to be 9:30. So I'm like, okay, 9:30. So in my head, I'm like, if I don't hear back by
10 o'clock,
we didn't get it.
Right.
We did not win, because they're gonna contact the people who are buying the house before the people who are not buying the house. And so I was awake until like 11:15, 11:30, just staring at my phone, staring. Every now, I think I hear something like, huh? What? Huh?
Had to be my phone, right?
Scroll through. Nope, nothing. So I woke up for work the next day at 3:45, and Dan had just sent me an email. He woke up. He must have been doing the same thing I was doing.
Right.
Either that, or he's a really light sleeper, or he just gets up way too early. And he forwarded me an email saying, "Sorry, man, we didn't get the house." But
did you get any intel on what the winning bid was?
I did.
Because you said that's substantially over.
Yeah.
What you bid.
Yeah.
So the fact that somebody came in over the top of that terrifies me in terms of buying a house, and I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. Let me tell you that the only satisfaction I've gotten out of this is knowing that our bid was, or our offer was the second highest offer.
Right. That would actually make me more upset.
The first place offer was $8,000 more than we bid.
Are you serious?
So just knowing that guy spent $8,000 more than he had to made me.
Well, it's $7,900 more than he had to. Yeah. Essentially, I mean, if you assume that they go based on,
well, we did ours like eBay style. We told them, because I had said to Annette, I was talking to her, I was like, man, wouldn't it be perfect if bidding on a house or putting in an offer on a house was like real estate, where you just tell it what your max is, and then it bids up in increments
to that point.
Because I want to avoid paying $8,000 too much for a house. So Dan was like, we can do that. It's called like a escalation clause or something. So our offer simply said, we will pay $500 more than whatever the maximum bid is, up to a certain amount.
And this was over that certain amount?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had set maybe a few thousand more than yours, and then you essentially have the last rights to refusal or whatever.
Right, exactly.
Wow.
And they beat us. So I'm like, well,
Man.
I didn't get the house, but I made someone pay $18,000 more than the list price for that house.
That's crazy. Like I said, that scares me to my core because I know selling my house will be easy because, like you said, we're pretty nearby. But I would not want to buy a house right now if I had to, honestly.
Yeah, it's everyone keeps saying like, oh, there's no inventory. Well, there's a ton of inventory. It's just that every 3 days it turns over.
Right. It's happening so fast.
It doesn't last at all.
Right.
The house that you looked at 2 days ago, that's been on the market for 1 day before that is already sold.
Yeah. Man, that is terrifying.
So we're not going to be neighbors, unfortunately. But I am still holding out hope. For some reason, Annette and I both have it stuck in our head.
It falls apart?
Yeah, we're both like, I said to her the other day, I was like, I just have a feeling that
because
financing falls through.
Without getting too much into minutia, one, the bank has to, that'll be appraised. And if the bank says, yeah, it's worth this much, they have to come up with that much liquid cash to cover the difference because the bank won't loan them. And with a bid like that, $18,000 over, unless they just have sold a house or are, that is a lot of money to come up with.
We're just really hoping that they shot the moon with hoping that their max was indeed their max.
Yeah.
And that they didn't factor in like, oh, what if this doesn't appraise? We don't have $10,000 to make up for it or whatever.
Which you'll see. You'll see quite a bit. That's, like I said, that's a big chunk of change to have to come up with in a pinch. Well, if you can't, sorry, it's back on the market or we're going to go to the next in line, which, still good for the sellers. Yeah. But, man.
But, yeah, it was...
what a world.
Man, that was disappointing. That's the first time I've bid on something. And
well, you think I was disappointing for you, Steve? You're talking about a whirlwind of emotion for me. Within the span of 3 days, I think it was about 3 or 4 days, you typed in a location for me that I was like, well, podcast is dead. I'm not going out there.
Have to set up some kind of remote equipment.
Now, this is going to be a Skype cast. We're going to talk over each other. It'll die in 2 weeks. There's no way. And less than 3 or 4 days later, it turned it around. It was even closer than where we are now.
Good news. We're moving into your basement.
Right? Yeah. Hey, you got that thing for rent? So back on the Ferris wheel we go, and around it continues.
Yeah. So I'll just assume that this is going to be the pattern for the next year and a half or so.
Right. Yeah, you're just going to retire here.
Yeah.
There's no question. You're going to end up building that bathroom down there.
May as well just start it.
Going to die down here.
It's funny because we already have like the list of stuff that we have to do
for
to
here,
this house,
right? Yeah.
In order to put it on the market. Like I've started doing that, like started doing those little things, not even thinking like, no, we're gonna stay here. I'm like, no, mentally completely checked out. I'm out of this house.
I'm out of here. I don't even just throwing your garbage around. No, we can stop vacuuming, hon. We're gonna be out of here before you know it.
We don't need this dump anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm not mowing that lawn. You nuts? Oh man, well.
Heartbreaking, though. Just heartbreaking.
Well, right, because you get that close and you're so involved with it in your brain that it feels like it got ripped out from under your feet.
I went as far. The house had a fenced-in backyard, but it has a driveway that goes up and like past the house into the backyard to a little one-stall garage back there.
Yeah,
and so one of the things we looked at, we're like, oh, we'd have to put some kind of fence across the driveway because keep the dog in. I had already looked up like designs for what I want the fence gate to look like, and I was way in. I was in way too deep.
Hindsight. What would we do with 90? What would we do with 90 square feet of space, Steve?
Yeah, exactly.
That's just too much.
No. I mean,
anything over 70, you're gonna have to go on to the next house. I'll take a small upgrade to 70.
I guess we could subdivide it. We could make.
Oh, right.
We could do like a closet on one side or something.
Yeah, and for some reason we could take care of all the equipment every week. It's because we got to use the closet, right? So we take care of everything. Then we have to start over every week and plug everything
back in.
Yeah.
Which setting are we doing?
Which I think you mentioned it. This was maybe the 8th week in a row where we talked about upgrading the equipment before recording. But this, to our credit, is the first day we've made an actionable move towards upgrading. The microphones are upgraded. These microphones, which outside of having the shock mount, which like we talked about, you can feel that a little more. But even that, it doesn't. we upgraded the microphones. Well, we're looking to upgrade the other main piece of hardware. So we finally made an actionable move towards that. Did. We, Steve and I are pretty much eBay pros. I mean, you've got the Blue Star of Excellence.
I just made another, I'm making offers on houses last week. Making offers on Behringer mixers this week.
Listen, if you're in the mood to sell something, send it over. We'll make an offer.
And if you're in the market to buy some slightly used but babied podcasting equipment,
we treat like we said. This is our temple. Would you disrespect any shrine in the temple, Steve?
No, of course not.
No, these have been treated as such, and we would, if it comes to it, we would be honored to pass this on to another podcasting endeavor if our eBay offer pans out.
Yeah. Refresh. Nope, nothing yet.
Well, this guy's asleep at the wheel. We're going to have to move on to the next one.
Yeah.
It's been an hour.
Yeah.
Half hour. Ridiculous. But you did mention future bartender Annette. We'll have to let her in on that little plan when we get that 90 square feet when this other guy falls through. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention immediately. We're already late.
Immediately, 20
minutes in. We actually put this at the top and then got sidetracked.
Sounds about right.
Steve, we're doing it. We're going to Boston. Yeah! Woo! This is real. You want to go where everybody knows your name. Not.
Spoiler alert.
It is. Steve and I, representing the Steve and Kyle podcast, are going to be in the city on a hill. Boston. Yeah. Boston. Saturday, July 22nd. That is, well, depending on when you're listening to it, less than 2 weeks away.
Now, notice how Kyle didn't say Saturday, July 22nd until Monday, July... No. Right.
Hang on.
Saturday, July 22nd to Saturday, July 22nd.
So this is what we're labeling as probably in my life the most whirlwind 24 hours ever.
Well, I think that because the idea was hatched in our last episode.
Yeah, it was talked about, and we texted our significant others to the point where we both had, need it. The go ahead,
sure,
to do this.
Yeah, I don't just make decisions like that. I mean, if I'm going to go to the store and buy a bag of chips, I buy the bag of chips that I want. But if I'm going to go on a vacation for, even if it's only a short one, I'd still like to let Annette know and maybe get her input on that. And so I think during the last episode, we both sent our significant others texts, and I don't know about you, but I got later that night when Annette got home from work, I got oh, you were serious? Wait, what? You're going to do what? What do you mean I'm going to do this? Yeah, I'm going to go. Me and Kyle are going to Boston. Why? Because we're going to go to the Cheers bar. And then I get that look, and I'm like, boy, that does sound pretty stupid.
Well, let me ask you this. Has she maybe never been to the Cheers bar? Do you think there's some envy?
That could be a little jealousy there.
Well, I'll tell you this much. You can offer her the role of chauffeur. She can pick us up and drop us off.
She can take us to the airport at 3 a.m.
She can come along, too, honestly, if she wants. She can be the chauffeur in town.
Yeah.
We need, that's what we're looking for.
I think we're going to use that car
service. We're going to use, we were talking about it.
The one that I used when I was in Denver. It was
if you think it's better than Uber, then I think we should pony up and do it.
I think it would be a lot cheaper.
Right. So Saturday, July 22nd, Steve and I are going to begin our days in the 3 a.m. hour, just like a work day for you,
Just
Steve.
Like a work day. Actually, a little earlier than a work day.
Right. Because we need to be on the road, heading to the international airport out of Detroit. We need to be there. Our flight departs at 7:30. We'll be arriving in Boston in the 9 a.m. hour, where we're giving ourselves just, I guess, a little bit, maybe have some breakfast and wake ourselves up.
Yeah.
I think the plan, very generic plan, is to be at the Cheers bar, which I think is on Beacon Street, the first one, at about noon.
Okay. That should give us plenty of time.
That should give us plenty of time. There's only a few other spots we want to hit, but here's what I think we should do, Steve. We should welcome. We already have a handful of listeners.
We do.
And we're not joking about that. There's
a shocking amount of interest.
Yes, this is absurd. We would be more than happy to welcome you. Come out, say hello, and have a drink with us at the Cheers Bar on Bacon Street in the early afternoon, Saturday, July 22nd. We have some people coming down from Maine. We have somebody said they're coming down from New Hampshire.
I think
we have one who lives in Boston.
Yeah, one who lives in Boston. Somebody from the Albany area, I think, which I don't think that's a short drive at all.
That can't be close. But please, come on down. I want to take pictures of anybody who came out to see us and say hello. You can get a picture of me weeping as I sit in the former, I think it was called the Bull and Finch pub.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be making our way to the other Cheers bar, which I don't even know how to pronounce the street. Fenno Falal Hall.
Yeah.
It's within.
Sounds good.
It's within a quarter mile or half a mile away.
Okay.
We're going to head there next. That is the replica that they made 15 years ago of the Cheers bar.
Okay.
And then after that, we don't really have any plans. But we're going to do some video work for the podcast. But so please, early afternoon, Saturday, July 22nd, if you are in the area or close by and you want to come say hello and have a drink with us at the Cheers bar in Boston on Beacon Street, please do come by if you have any questions. Social media is the way to get a hold of us for this. Obviously, with only a podcast a week, there will be one more episode released before this trip happens.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we're going to have much more detail than that.
Yeah, and like Kyle said, social media is the best way. So if you're not following us, do so on Twitter at Stephen Kyle, Facebook.com/Stephen Kyle. And once we're on the ground, well, I would imagine that we'll probably start live tweeting or whatever early in the day. From the minute we hop in the car, we're going to be updating people. You'll know as soon as we land where we're going to be.
Right.
And if no one shows up, I will be... that would be normal. I would expect that.
Yeah, honestly, I don't need it for validation. If you want to come out, say hi, and like I said, say hi, have a drink, have a meal with us, whatever. That would be amazing.
What if
this
one
is the
guy...
most selfish trip I've ever thought of in my life. Spending money to go to a bar that a TV show from the 80s was based on.
What if the guy that left us that crappy negative review shows up and he just walks in and he says like, "Hey, Steve. Hey, that other guy," and then he leaves. Would that ruin your day?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, we got an email from Sean, or I got an email from Sean last week in my work email.
Yeah, I was going to say if it's a podcast email, one, I don't check it, and two, please don't send us
we
stuff
have
there.
gotten one or two.
We've gotten a review there.
Yeah, but he said, "Do you have plans for your Boston trip? I live in Boston and have been a listener since you first came to Albany." Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Maybe somebody's not.
Okay, maybe
he's
not in Albany, but he's nearby. Maybe.
If you need recommendations on anything, let me know. I think I will be in town that weekend. You should have asked listeners before you booked flights because I have a spare bedroom you guys could have stayed in if you needed, although you would have had to share a bed. So I replied saying no real plans yet, other than going to the Cheers bar.
Yep.
Recommendations are always helpful.
Yep.
And then let's see. So he said, couple of questions in order to help develop recommendations. So we're going to answer these right now for him.
Yep.
He's got.
So this is for Sean, right?
Yeah.
Sean.
It's like 5 questions from Sean. You will both be drinking and looking to go to the bars and local places to eat, correct? Yes.
Yep.
I know you said on the podcast, but what times will you be landing and leaving? We're landing at about 9:30 in the morning, and then we leave at like 9:30 at night.
Yeah, we land at the 9 a.m. hour. We leave at the 9 p.m. hour. So we have to be back to the airport presumably around 7:30.
Yeah, so you figure 10:30 in the morning until 7 at night.
Yep.
Those are pretty much the bookends. Is there anything besides Cheers that you would want to see while you're in town?
Boy, I mean, I'm a history guy. I've talked about that, but I know that doesn't. Fenway. I would love to see Fenway. I've been into Fenway once. It was on a road trip 10 years ago. 10 years ago, or 9 years ago, and we snuck in after a game. So we ended up. We were driving through town, and we found a side street parking space 100 feet from Fenway, and ran in as everybody was letting out. Just walked in, was able to look around for like 30 seconds before security was like, "Hey, You guys got to go. Everybody's got to file out.
Just do that.
So, yeah, I'd love to see. I know they're away. I looked because I looked just in the miracle outside chance they had a day game that maybe we could go to for a while. But nope, that they are not away. But I would love to see Fenway. So if you're telling me you know Mr. Fenway and can get us in Fenway, please do. Please pull those strings.
Since it is so short, I assume you don't want to travel too far away from downtown.
Right.
To like good breweries that are 15-minute drive out of town. Is that correct? Probably.
Yeah. I mean,
although who knows? If we hit up the two Cheers bars and it's only like 1:00,
right?
Then
and I've texted you. The only other thing I think would be cool to do that I would love to do is I want to go to the L Street Tavern, which is on the south side, and get a picture of you on the outside window with a phone number on it, so you can look at the camera and say, "How do you like them apples?" From Goodwill Hunting. That's the bar that scene was shot at. I think that, and I also looked at, and I think I sent you the link to the bench that a major scene is in the Boston Public Garden. Those are just ideas I had because I know I love Goodwill. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and obviously Cheers. That's the main reason we're going.
I'm just gonna. The whole time we're there, I'm going to be looking people in the eye and saying, "It's not your fault."
Should
not your fault.
Should we reenact that scene on the bench? I think it's now called the Robin Williams bench. We should reenact that scene and just have the other person crumble into their arms.
I'm sure no one's done that before.
No, that's a first.
And then final question from Sean. I think it's one of the probably the most important question. Is walking an issue for Kyle?
I don't think it. That is the final weekend before I go back to work.
Okay. I
go back to work that Wednesday, July 26th.
I think we need to get you some, like one of those little scooters, the knee scooters.
I'm actually gonna buy, I think, compression socks because the pain isn't a real problem. I can't walk miles. Okay. I mean, I'm slow, so I'm gonna only hold us up. But if we're parked somewhere and we're a quarter or half mile away, I can do that. Okay. But my foot's going to swell up like an absolute cinder block.
What about at the airport, running for a flight? What if we have a last-minute gate change?
I'll be okay. I'll make it work.
Because I'm leaving you.
I might need some assistance.
I'm leaving you in the
I might need some airport assistance on that one.
I don't know whose car we're taking.
Yeah, we haven't talked about... Listen, these logistics have not even been remotely discussed.
But here's what we have to do. If it's my car... I'm giving you a key, and I'm keeping a key.
Yeah.
If it's your car, you keep a key, give me a key.
Okay.
So that way we both have keys to each other's cars.
Okay.
So, hey, if you miss the flight, sorry, man.
I'm going home.
But I am flying back, I'm hopping in your car, and I'm driving it home. You'll have to take an Uber back from
that's
Detroit.
fair. That's fair. Yeah. The only... like I said, I just can't... It's not like I can walk a 5K right now. But if we have to park somewhere like, hey, one spot's half mile that way or a quarter mile that way, I can do that. It's not like but I'm also going to bring my handicap tag.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That'll get us all the good spots.
So, maybe I should, exaggerate the limp a little bit in the airport. Maybe get priority boarding.
Bring a crutch.
But then I got to carry the crutch the whole day.
Yeah, but you just leave it in the car.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We are. Oh, boy. That's an option.
Now, it's been pointed out to us on social media that you booked the shortest flight possible, the shortest turnaround, and you're not checking any bags. You're going to be flagged by TSA.
Yeah.
Plus, we're going to be because we're leaving pretty late, we're going to be sprinting up to the gate
right
last minute. So we're already going to look suspicious.
Yeah, boy. I'm still thinking about bringing one of those, I don't even know if I have one of those zip-tied knapsacks that go around your back.
I think just fanny pack.
You think just fanny pack?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got a Cheers fanny pack? I'm sure there's
one out there.
Find that right
but
now.
I'd essentially just bring that for, I don't even know what, just to have a few, carry my wallet and stuff in just so it doesn't look so ridiculous. At least I have something to put on the conveyor belt through security instead of, wait, you don't have anything? Nope. All good. Need to check my shoes, officer?
Man, surprisingly, it doesn't look like you can get a Cheers fanny pack.
Wow. I may have to go to the aftermarket for it.
Yeah, we know enough people who make fanny packs. Do we?
Do you sew those?
There's like an iron on?
Right.
But yeah, so on Twitter at Stephen Kyle,
Yep.
Facebook.com/Stephen Kyle. And if you're one of the few that's going to join us, hey, you may even get to ride around with us in our fancy rental car because there's going to be so few people.
Right.
I mean, you know what? As well.
We need to shoot. We briefly mentioned it. We need to shoot to have at least a little bit of garbage merch.
Yeah.
To bring there.
So that's the only. So we're not going to bring any clothes.
We're going to carry on garbage merch.
But I'm going to have like a bag of buttons.
Yep, a bag of buttons and a bag of stickers.
Okay.
Because that's the things we were briefly looking at yesterday was make our own garbage merch quick.
Yeah.
We may have to figure something like that out. So if you show up, I can give you some nonsense. Yeah, we don't have anything like shirts yet. Shirts is going to take hired help.
Yeah.
We're not. I don't have a screen printer. I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to hire that out.
Yeah.
I want to get our faces stamped on the front. With maybe the logo on, or not our logo, but the name on the neckline type of thing. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we could do like a tour shirt, but Boston's the only stop.
It's the only one on there.
So the Stephen Kyle Podcast Tour 2017, Boston, July 22nd, and that's the only spot.
And a little box with a little check mark in it.
Well, yeah, a box with a check mark, but then like overlaid in the background has to be a map of the United States, and that's the only one that has like a red dot.
There's just one little star on
Right. We need to make that. If you're a screen printer and you can help us with
that would be
with the podcast tour shirt.
Yeah, we'll only need like what, 4 of them
maybe 2 for us.
Yeah,
2 for the other 2
one
people.
One for me, one for Annette.
Yeah,
one for you, one for Katie.
This is the most serious plea. And I know a couple people have messaged us, and I'm sorry it's fallen by the wayside. If you are in the business of screen printing shirts or know somebody who can do it for us on the relative cheap, just because these are obviously a limited edition item, please send us another message on our social media somewhere, and we will get in contact. We'll pony up to have some of these made if need be.
Yeah, I think that the front has to have the logo on it. Like the front has a small logo.
I was thinking like the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Like our faces.
So you're thinking like full on band.
But not a bad idea just to have it like where a shirt pocket would be.
Yeah.
Like have the show logo.
Yeah. And then on the back, you have the big map of the U.S.
Yep.
All outlined in white. A little red dot on Boston.
And then the date.
Like, Tour 2017. Just Boston, July 22nd. That's it.
That's it.
Well, and I guess technically we could put like all stops in between too, like Detroit.
July 22nd?
Yeah. Early July 22nd.
Right.
And then late July 22nd.
So seriously, if you're willing to do that for us, if you're willing to do it for free, you can slap whatever company logo you want on the sleeve or whatever.
Well,
please feel free. Let us know. Otherwise, we'll pay. But please let us know what it would take to get those made. And turnaround is pretty quick.
Yeah.
If you're hearing this, we'll put the call out on social media too, but if you're hearing this early, obviously it's Saturday, July 22nd that we depart. We would need all that stuff that day before at the latest.
And you'd have to do all the design work. We'll send you a logo.
We'll send you the logo, but yeah, I mean, we just described it. I can draw you a crude outline of the United States if you want. It's going to be a waste of your time and mine. You know what? That's the idea we're looking for. And we're not saying this to be dicks. You are much more creative than we are. Somebody spent time. I wouldn't even know how to do what that person did last week where they cut our heads out of our logo and put us on a Purell thing and another like a tabletop cleaner can. Like there are creative people out there, much more creative than you and I. No disrespect.
I am not one of them.
But please help us so we can provide those few people who are wasting valuable time to come see our stupid faces in a foreign city.
So we're going to be boarding a plane.
Yep.
They're going to search our bags and see that we have shirts
merch
with our faces on them.
Yep.
Everything that we're going to have in our bag is going to have us on them.
Yeah. They're going to think we're starting a propaganda scheme in Boston.
Well,
like we're dropping leaflets to win the hearts and minds.
Well, if they give us any trouble, we'll just say, let's take a T-shirt there. Go ahead.
You know, you're taking it from a listener, but grab one your size. And that's the thing too. We'll need varying sizes would be great. I think for Steve and I, we'd both look for a large.
Yeah,
but we can make that order.
Yeah. Well, how about this? How about if you're planning on showing up, just send us your size.
Please
early,
do. Send us your T-shirt size. We'll figure it out.
We'll put in a specific order. Like,
that's a good point.
We need 2 larges. a medium, and 2 extra large.
This thing is going to be the rarest of rarities among the Steve and Kyle podcast. But yeah, we are, hopefully we can make that happen. So yeah, Boston trip, Saturday, July 22nd. If you're lucky enough, if you beat me there, please try to get an image of me weeping as I walk in. And if you want to, you can yell Norm when I walk in the door. That'd be heartwarming.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Even though I just got back from vacation. I was in Denver for like 5 days. And
well, I think your vacation was a little different. Yours was a little more pleasant and relaxed, not a whirlwind stay awake for 24 hours.
Yeah, no, not at all. It was I was in Denver for 5 days and then came back, was back to work for a couple of days, and then went camping this past weekend. So I've been in this house like 3 nights out of the last 2 weeks or so.
Well, right, and before that, it was ridiculous with travel for your side gig as well.
Yeah. So finally, we're at a point where things are starting to settle down a bit, which is crazy because now we're looking at the calendar. We're like 4 months out from the wedding. We're like, oh boy. Crap. We still got a lot of stuff we have to do.
Sneaking up on you, right?
And then just on a whim, we decided to throw in, hey, let's look for a house and move too.
Yeah, boy, that's a weird personal decision you guys made.
Yeah, it wasn't the best, but we'll see how it works. But yeah, I was in Denver, and what a cool city. Have you ever been there?
No, I have not.
Man,
I'm trying to think if I even stopped over there. No, because on our way to Hawaii, we went straight from Minneapolis to Hawaii, then Hawaii to L.A. to Chicago, or to Minneapolis. So, no, I skipped right over Denver, unless I had a few minutes there on the way to Vegas one time. But, I mean, I've heard nothing but great things about it.
It's awesome.
I think I've mentioned... We didn't know anything about it before you had left. We talked before, our last podcast before all this happened, a year ago. And a follow-up question, is there just marijuana on every street corner and in the airport?
Oh, yeah. I think we're the only ones that weren't high.
Okay.
In the entire city.
Is it like just a permanent kind of smell that like permeates the city?
Well, we stayed in a hotel. We stayed in the Crowne Plaza Hotel, which was... kind of right in the middle of downtown, a couple blocks to like the convention center and all of that stuff. And then a couple blocks the other way was the 16th Street Mall, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
And it's basically just 16th Street, and it's just shops, restaurants, bars all along there.
Right.
And that's kind of like the main drag. There's this free shuttle that runs up and down. Like every 5 minutes you can hop on a shuttle.
Really?
Ride it for free. And it takes you from one end to the other, and then you could sit on the thing all day if you wanted, and it just loops around and keeps making that that trek.
Public transit.
But yeah, it was surprisingly easy to get around there. They have like those bike share programs, so we rented the bikes one day.
Does that just where you walk up to a bike rack and you have the key or whatever to unlock one?
They just have a credit card
right
thing,
on the
like a little deal. Okay. There's a little kiosk right on the end of it, so you scan your card. They have a couple different options for like, do you want it for 24 hours, or do you want it for? So we the one day we decided we're like, let's just rent bikes and ride around. So we didn't want to. It was like $36 if you wanted a bike for 24 hours. We're like, that's kind of expensive. We don't need it that long, so no. They had another option where it was $9 for 24 hours. But you couldn't just keep the bike all day.
You had to check it in
You had to dock it every half hour.
Oh, boy.
Which...
what's the purpose of that, I guess?
Because they just don't want you monopolizing one bike the whole time. So it worked out perfect for what we were doing, because there were like 4 places we wanted to go to. So we just mapped it out. We're like, well, if we go here, there's a bike rack right there. So we pedaled over there, docked our bikes, walked around. Came back, hopped on another bike. Rode it to another place, hopped off, docked the bike. So we rode around all day. We checked out 3 or 4 different places. And then we wanted to go to this, it was called like River North Art District.
Okay.
And they had left a book in our hotel room. It was like, see everything in Denver. So it flipped through the book, and it's like, this is a great place for nightlife. This is great for art. This is great for, finding a great meal.
Right.
So Annette looked it up. She's like, oh, this River North Art District or art area or whatever, this sounds really cool. So we looked it up we're looking at a map on our phone. I was like, all right, well, let's head to the river. There's a bike path that runs all along the river.
Yeah.
Head to the river, turn north. So we did that, and there's just all these cool little shops and everything. We're going through these really cool neighborhoods, and you can tell like a lot of it's really hipster, and there's like just these eclectic places, and we're like, man, this is really cool. And then it started to turn a little bit darker, and we're like, boy, this area is not okay. That's a homeless camp right there, and I'm actually terrified right now.
Not as bright and upbeat as during the daylight.
So, like, yeah, we're shifting those bikes into high gear, and we're both, like, just hauling ass.
Right.
Trucking through. And then we end up at the little exit ramp where we're supposed to get off at, and we get there, and we're like, this is not... that book was lying. This is a bad area.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah.
It's like how they're just trying to make it like, hey, come see our beautiful city. I had heard that there's a pretty big homeless issue in Denver.
Yeah, there's a shockingly large homeless population there.
Man. So you got to see the city proper.
We got to see the city proper.
Now, did you do? I saw a picture. Did you guys do some hiking? Is it a hike to get out to that area?
Yeah. Well, when we went out, we decided that we wanted to go out to Red Rocks,
right? Which is a famous destination.
Yeah, it's like the state park, and it's also home to Red Rocks Amphitheater, which is every picture you see from Red Rocks, you're like, oh man, I need to see a show there.
That's cool.
That place. I mean, it's like basically carved into the side of the rocks,
right?
And seats probably between 8,000 and 10,000.
Oh wow, that's big.
It's just amphitheater style. So like. We drove over there. We're like, well, let's walk, because we knew that you could like go there and walk through and check the place out earlier in the day, and then if they have shows at night, they kick you out by like 5:00. So we go over there, and our intention was we had like hiking stuff. We had like outdoor stuff on because there were all these different hiking trails there and everything. So we get there, we walk into the amphitheater, and we're just like, first of all, we pulled up in the parking lot, and I got out of the car, and remember, you're 5,000 feet above sea level. So I get out of the car, and the parking lot it's on. I mean, nothing is flat. Everywhere you're going is uphill, downhill. You're on an incline.
Right.
So we got out of the car, and the car was parked on a slight incline, and I almost fell over because I had like this weird
it hits you,
vertigo,
right? Light air.
Yeah, vertigo, light air. So I was just like, whoa, okay, I need to take a couple deep breaths.
Yeah,
but. Got over it pretty quickly. We walked through the amphitheater, and we're just standing there, and we're both like, we need to see a show here. This is incredible. So we went on a little hike up through some of the trails, and I mean, like, it's crazy that no matter where you go, the views, they just keep getting better.
Yeah.
So we get back to the car, and I had posted a picture of us. You can see the amphitheater in the background, and we're like on top of this hill.
Yeah.
And I said like, greetings from Red Rocks or something. Well, a friend of mine, he replied to it right away. A friend of mine from high school. He's like, are you in town for the Humphreys shows? I'm like, what? I don't know what that means. And he replies.
I mean, he has this mentality that you would be like a groupie of anybody.
Well, his follow-up line was like, Humphreys McGee, I'm a huge fanboy. And I think he had seen them before at Red Rocks.
Right.
And I said, no, why? And he's like, oh, well, they're doing 3 shows there. They did last night, tonight, and tomorrow. And he said, I'd recommend going to see them if you can. And then a bunch of other people were like, oh, man, see whatever show you can at Red Rocks. If you're there, if there's a show tonight or whenever, go see that show.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So Annette and I are like, well, what do you think? Yeah, let's see a show. Why not? So we got back to our hotel, looked it up, and there were still tickets available for that night, but we were pretty beat at that point.
Right.
So like, let's
and then
just do
quick turnaround. You know, like you said, you're in your outdoor clothes.
Like, let's do it tomorrow. So we bought tickets, got up the next day. We did a bunch of stuff during the day, drove around, did some more sightseeing, and drove back out to Red Rocks. So we pull into the parking lot, and it's just like, I mean, all you smell is weed, which I expected for a show at Red Rocks. Now, I knew nothing about the band Humphreys McGee, which is who my friend was referencing when he asked if we were there for the Humphreys shows.
I'd heard the name, and I know they had a show in. The only reason I heard the name is because they did a show in our town recently at a new venue. That's the only reason I was familiar with them.
I had heard of them before, and in my mind they were you associated them with like the band Fish, the band Mo, like those jam band type bands.
Exactly. Those, yeah, where you don't know where one song ends and another one begins.
I always thought that these guys were like, in my mind, for some reason, I also associated them with the Grateful Dead. I'm like, oh, these guys, they must be like 70-year-old guys that have been like on the road since the 60s, and they're just like, they don't know where they are.
Hey guys, this is our final tour ever.
Yeah.
We just wanted to say thanks for the years of support.
Yeah.
You know, I got my nice 2-bedroom ranch to go home to from 40 years of marginal talent.
This one's for Jerry Garcia, man. Right. And then...
And again, the guitar hits. You never know when it stops because you don't know when one song is.
So we get there, and we're walking through the parking lot, making our way up to the... First of all, we parked in... If you ever go to Red Rocks, take my word on this, do not park in the lower lot, because... There's no easy way to get up there except for walk, and it's like you're climbing a ladder the whole way to get up there. And so park in the upper lot, even if it costs $1 million. It was so bad, by the way, that where we parked in the lower lot, there were cabs lined up offering to drive people to the upper lot for $10.
Wow.
It's not that it was so far. It's just so steep to get up there. So,
no kidding. So what you're saying is the Kyle Fund for Disabled Americans might have a gripe?
This place was not very ADA friendly.
All right, well, maybe I'll have to make a visit. You know, I'm a spokesperson now.
Of course, yeah.
Like I'm the new face of the organization to get equal rights for all of us with floppy feet.
So we finally make our way up there, and you can tell that we're not fans of the band. And
why is that, Steve? Is it because you were dressed like a normal adult?
No, you can tell this because we were there for the opening act. Whereas, like, we're looking around and we're like, boy, there's like no one here. I'm in a place that seats
10,000
to 10,000, right. And it's not like an arena that you would go to now, where it's like there are different levels and like some boxes, so it's like you don't really get a good idea. It's row 1 to row 70. There's no like there's no different areas, different sections. Okay. It's just row 1 to row 70, seat 1 to seat 150 in each row.
Wow. So if you have to pee in your seat 70, you're like,
well, luckily the rows are as wide as like this. They're a couple feet wide. Oh, okay. So you can be standing there and somebody can easily walk past you. You're never asking people like,
get up, sorry, move. Excuse me. Right. Okay, perfect.
So we're sitting there. We watched the opener. The opener was really good. And then the place starts to fill up. And then I see these, like, 5 guys come on stage, and I'm like, yeah, so like 45.
Another opener.
43.
A little late to
That's
have
what I thought.
Opener,
I was
right?
like, God, I guess they got another band coming on playing 20 minutes or something. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, as soon with the first bing, everyone's like, ah! And the stupid dancing started, and it did not stop.
Like hippie,
like
just like, wave your body.
Exactly. There was a guy standing next to us, and he had the craziest smile on his face, where I can only describe it as like axe murderer, like whereas like, you know, his mouth he doesn't blink and his eyes are wide open and he's just staring at you and he's got this big grin on his face.
Oh boy.
And he's just dancing, like moving his arms up and down, but like just focused, so focused. And look, I don't take anything away from that guy. That guy was having a blast.
He was enjoying himself to the fullest extent.
Everyone there was having a great time. Maybe everyone but 2 people were having a great time.
Oh no! Did you find another couple on the other side of the arena who was not enjoying themselves?
No. It's unfair for me to say because we had a good time. I don't particularly care for the band Humphreys McGee, is what I figured out.
What do you say particularly care for? I mean, did you download a few iTunes of their biggest hits?
No.
I'd be curious. I don't think I've ever heard an
It's hard to say.
Humphreys McGee song.
The thing that look, they're obviously great musicians.
Well, you carve out a career, and you're playing venues like that. Even if you half fill that, you're doing okay.
They were doing 3 nights in a row at Red Rocks, so they have a huge following. everybody that was there is a diehard fan of this band. Like, no, there wasn't anyone who was seeing them for the first time.
Yeah. Well, except for two of you.
Well, except for two, yeah, except for the two. But for me, like, I'm watching this show, and Annette summarized it perfectly after the show when we were leaving. Actually, when we were leaving during the show.
Oh, you gotta beat that traffic.
we didn't stick around for the end of it. But she's like, the show was fine, but even if somebody said to me, like, oh, did they put on a good show? She's like, I'd have to say no. Because they went up there and they played, but there wasn't anything that, like, blew me away.
Right.
There was nothing, there was no, like, crazy guitar solo, or there wasn't any time where, like, you know, the lead singer was really showing passion and got everybody involved.
Right.
And like,
even bands, most touring bands will even do one cover song nowadays where you'll be like, oh, hey, that's whatever by, you know.
They may have done a cover, but yeah, exactly.
It would have been a cover of something you had no idea.
Yeah. So they went on, I think they went on stage at 7:47 p.m. I just remember I happened to look at my phone right as they were walking in on the stage.
It's pretty early.
So, well, I think that at Red Rocks, since it's a state park, I believe that there are curfew laws. So they come out on stage. They started playing at 7:47. At 9 o'clock, I was like, okay, well, these guys are, you know, they've been playing for an hour and 15 minutes at this point. He says, lead singer goes, all right, gonna take a short intermission. And I was like, what?
You know, you said they're in their 40s-ish, whatever, middle age, and they're gonna,
I was like, oh.
Was it hot?
I mean, it's not like they didn't know what the weather was like before.
Right. I mean, the only thing I could even think of is if it was like 105 degrees and then they had, the stage lights.
No, it was actually, it was kind of cool that night. It was probably in the low 70s or so. It was a great night to be out there. He says, yeah, we're going to take an intermission. And I was like, I don't think I've ever seen a band take an intermission. I've seen intermissions between bands, but...
Well, yeah.
Especially...
For setup.
You've only been playing for an hour and 15 minutes. Why are you taking an intermission? Why are you taking a break already?
Well, for the most part, with a lot of major acts, an hour and 15 to an hour 30 is the show. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean,
so I guess if you look at it that way, okay, then yeah, you've played for an hour and 15 minutes.
Well, but still, I don't know.
They took a half-hour intermission.
Come on,
because I looked at my phone again at 9:30. They finally came back out and started playing again, and Annette and I were like, all right, we're giving this till 9:45. So we were 9:45. We were out the door. We left, and it was awesome to see a show at Red Rocks. I just wish
the scenery.
I just wish it had been a band I liked.
Oh man,
like if I
jam bands are never going to be for me.
No.
And that sounds, what you just described sounds torturous to me.
It was. I feel bad saying that because I genuinely had a good time.
Right,
but it was I was a little disappointed. The whole intermission thing really bugged me. Like, what are you doing? You just got on stage.
Right. Yeah, I guess I'll never understand. I think I've heard of one musician taking an intermission, and that's a man in like his mid-70s and who's been in the rock and roll scene for 40 years. Bob Seger.
Yeah, Seger.
But that's also because he's in his 70s and he's obese now.
Yeah.
And he's by himself up there belting out rock classics. You're either Humphrey or McGee. You don't need an intermission.
Well, the thing is, I compare it to like when I've seen Springsteen a bunch of times. That dude plays 3.5 hours.
He's in his 60s.
Straight. No intermission.
Right.
Doesn't slow down at all.
Man.
Yeah. It was a little disappointing, but still had a good time regardless. I'm trying to pull up this picture just so I can show you. This
one of the standouts.
This is where we were. We were seated. Now there's a man. Where is he? Look for a man.
Boy, not particularly hippie. Well, for the most part, I see a girl with a
Oh yeah,
Stupid cowboy hat.
Don't worry, it got much more. But pay special attention.
Oh boy, is that a? Oh, that's a man.
That's a man.
Is that a dress?
Hold on. I'm gonna take a quick
crop it.
Screenshot here, and now I'm gonna pull this picture up so I can zoom in on it.
Wow. Okay. So that appears to be a handlebar mustache.
Boy, is it.
On it's either a ponytail or a mullet.
It's a mullet.
In a dress.
I believe that would be, I don't know if that's a romper. I'm not sure if it's a romper.
I don't see, I guess you wouldn't be able to tell, a divider between the legs because it looks like a dress that comes up to the middle of his thigh.
Mm-hmm. And this right here.
Is that a hole?
This is not a design on the front of the dress. That is his belly sticking
Okay,
out.
so that is a hole. Wow.
Yeah.
And that guy came to get some, huh?
I tried to get a picture. Well, I shouldn't say I tried. I chickened out getting a picture because I said to Annette, I was like, he was walking all over the place. And he was like the guy that everybody knew.
Oh, okay.
So everybody's like, hey, man, it's you. And I said to Annette, I was like, next time he walks by, I got to get a picture with him. And then, so she nudged me. She's like, here he comes. He was walking up the steps, and I'm like, no, I can't do it.
Can't do it anymore.
I can't do it. Because we were seated right on the end. We were seated in seats 1 and 2. But yeah, that guy.
Kudos to his confidence. Yeah, you found it.
Yeah.
You found the elusive Sasquatch.
Yeah. But despite the show not being the best, I would still highly recommend, if you are in Colorado, go to Red Rocks.
Yeah, that looks neat.
Because it's a beautiful place, and as it gets darker out there, it only becomes better.
Wow.
But such a cool place.
So overall, the trip, worth it? Experience what you wanted to experience?
Trip was great. I had a blast. We had a really good time. We want to go back. We also checked out Boulder during the day one day, and that was a lot of fun. And walked around a lot. We just saw as much as we could. We could have seen more, but it's traveling takes it out of you. Plus the 2-hour time change. It was
always beats you down.
So I know I'll probably take a lot of heat for not liking.
Well, yeah, you're not an Humphreys fan, man.
Just for not showing oomph love, which is a sticker that everybody and their mothers seem to have.
Really?
Oomph love.
What would you say? You describe them as a jam band. What was your favorite portion of the show, Steve?
I guess I think that they're all good musicians.
So there was hey, that guy looks like he can play the keyboard.
Yeah.
Or that guy's a nice rhythm guitar.
Yeah.
But collectively...
But man, the lead singer, he just had this look on his face the whole time that made me not like him. which seems unfair. But even during the point when one of the guys, it was his parents' anniversary, one of the dudes in the band. So they played a song, and he comes up to the mic and he says, that's for my parents celebrating 40 years of marriage.
Right.
Happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. And
no kidding.
Then the lead singer comes up to the mic, and in the most insincere voice, he goes, yeah, if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be for whatever the guy's name is. Wasn't for them, it wouldn't be for Don. Wasn't for Don, there'd be no Humphreys McGee. And then they just start playing
Oh,
again.
Boy.
I'm just that is the least sincere thing I've ever heard.
No kidding. Well, it's been so long since we've recorded that is vacation 1 of 2 since we've last been in the studio.
Yeah.
So you said you went camping in the great northern side of Michigan.
Yeah, we went. It was one of Annette's friends' birthdays. So.
Oh, okay.
So they.
There was an occasion there.
Yeah. So she lives in Wisconsin with her boyfriend, and they drove over here and went up to beautiful Traverse City, Michigan.
Yep.
And, Sleeping Bear Dunes area we were at, and that was a fun trip. So we were just there from Saturday morning to Sunday.
Right.
So it's just a quick hit and run trip. So yesterday we woke up and we're sitting around the fire. We had just made breakfast, and Mike, who is Rachel's boyfriend, Rachel, the one that's Annette's friend from college. So Mike they're full on campers. They have all the gear. They have everything. They have this beautiful tent, and they have they open up their they're like big plastic container, and it's got like all the little tools you need and a little camp stove.
But camping extraordinaire then, right?
Dude, they have everything. They are so prepared. Meanwhile, Annette and I show up. We're like, I got a pillow. Okay, I got a blanket.
Got this pup tent.
Yeah. So we had finished breakfast, and we're just kind of straightening everything up and getting ready to leave because we wanted to stop in a couple places on the way home. And Mike has this little hatchet, and it's a little thing. It's probably no more than 6 inches long, little tiny hatchet, just good for like chopping up little pieces of kindling and chopping twigs and everything. Don't worry, that was my computer telling me that my car payment's due.
Oh,
so he's just sitting there. He's like cutting up some wood for the fire that they're gonna have later that night.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool, let me see that hatchet. So he hands it to me, and I'm standing 4 feet from a tree, and I just go, poof, throw the thing. I was like, think I can make it stick in this tree? Throw it, bounces off. So after like 3 tries, it finally sticks. And again, I'm standing 4 feet away from it.
Right.
Like, my arm motion when I throw it probably covers half the distance. So
But hey, that's not going to stop you from, looking like a badass.
Well, fast forward 10 minutes.
Oh, boy.
We're throwing this thing a clear 25 feet. To the point where this conversation took place when a park ranger pulled up in a golf cart, and they said, we have reports that you're throwing hatchets at trees.
Oh, come on. Well, first of all, who's the busybody
Who's the narc?
that goes and tells the park ranger, who already, not a soul on this planet likes a park ranger.
No.
You
not at all.
suck. Okay?
I felt bad because it was like an 18-year-old girl who was obviously just
Didn't wanna do it.
It was her summer internship with the state. But I'm looking around, and the people at the campsite next to us had already left. They got out of there early in the morning. Wow. People on the other side of us, their campsite was still set up, but they weren't there. And then there were like 3 other ones who it definitely couldn't have been. And then there's one. And I'm looking across. I'm like, boy, all those people over there sure seem interested in this conversation that we're having right now.
Huh.
So I just look at them. Like, I'm holding the hatchet in my hand.
Like,
The woman says, we got some reports that you're throwing hatchets at trees. And I look at the hatchet in my hand. I'm like, well, I can't lie to you, ma'am. It was us.
I don't know. You want to check that camp over there, but we haven't heard anything.
So she says, well, normally that's a ticketable offense.
Oh, come on.
She's like, but
You're the worst.
I'll just let you off with a warning. Sounds good. Sorry to disturb you, ma'am. Sorry to cause problems on a Sunday morning.
How did it feel to be warned by an 18-year-old girl?
Boy, it was very, very demoralizing.
Right. That's never a good feeling, man.
So
It's got to be a buzzkill, right, Steve?
So she takes off on her golf cart, and I just look over, and I'm like, who's the narc? Who did it? But yeah. So our hatchet throwing days are over.
I'm here to camp in peace, and I don't want anybody to make any noise.
Now,
those are the same people that if you had a fire later than 10 o'clock, they're going to notify them and say, hey, they're having some human volume level chit chat over there. Can you nip that in the bud for me?
Now, this may sound strange for me to say, but believe it or not, we were considerate with our hatchet throwing.
Well, you weren't throwing in the direction of a person.
We weren't throwing at people, and whenever somebody would walk or ride their bike or run by on the little path, we would stop.
Yeah.
So there were 0 times that it even came remotely close to hitting another person.
I'll never get that mentality like, well, I got to take care of this.
Yeah.
I can't let them do that. Surely there must be a violation in what they're doing.
Next thing you know, there's going to be dead kids.
Right? This leads to Nazism. This is the next step. You throw a hatchet once, you're in the Gestapo tomorrow, okay? And I won't let that happen.
So man. Luckily we didn't get a ticket. Got to keep our hatchet.
Whoa, can you imagine if she confiscated the hatchet?
I'm sure that we're in some kind of book, though.
Right.
There's some kind of flyer hanging up.
Right, every time you try to camp, like, keep an extra eye on this one.
Yeah, there's old hatchets back. What was that?
My car keys.
What'd you do
That's what I
there?
get for moving my hand. But other than that, camping went smooth.
Other than that, camping went smooth.
I don't know if I've told you, there's not much more on the world I hate
I know you're
than
not a big
camping.
fan. I know you're not a fan. I like it. I think I like it for...
Were there 2 nights?
No, it was only one
Just
night.
one.
Yeah, I'm max 3 nights, I think. I don't know if I've ever done 3-night camping. I would say 1 is good, 2 is pushing the limit, 3 maybe.
Right.
But I don't want to do any more than 3.
I just can't stand, I think I probably talked about it before on the podcast, about so much work of loading up, setting up, and then when you get home you realize, oh hey, everything I have smells of smoke and has dirt. Everything has to be in the laundry. Oh wait, I have to unpack all of these, all the bedding, all of these kitchen and utensils and things like that.
That's why the key is to go with Camping Pros. They had everything, so everything was theirs. Even the tent, they have a big tent.
Oh, okay.
Slept 4. So I helped Mike set up the tent when we got there. I didn't have to help take it down this morning when they left.
Yeah, you were gone.
Yeah, but and they have all the gear. I didn't have to worry about any of that. Sure, we helped clean up a little bit and put stuff back in boxes and everything, but I don't want all of that crap. Yeah, no,
I can't do it, and I feel bad because I know Katie likes it, but oof.
Set up a tent in the backyard.
I'll go for a night, like you said. I will go for a night somewhere, like if we can leave somewhere early in the day, go up there for that full day type of thing. Man, when it's 2 nights, I just miss my bed. I miss civilization.
Yeah.
I miss, a shower that's, inside that I don't have to wear flip-flops to and from.
The thing that I don't like is every single thing is this massively involved process.
Has to be.
Want to make breakfast. Okay, go get the trunk out, open it up. Okay, I need this and I need this. I got to make this all over a stupid fire.
Yep.
Which... I'm not a caveman. I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
And then you spend an hour doing it because it's very inconvenient. And then you're done. You're like, oh, let me run over to the bathroom. Oh, I can't do that until I pack up all of my stuff so no one steals it while I'm gone for 10 minutes.
It's unreal. I don't know. I get the people who enjoy it, and I understand. Like, oh, you're outside. You get to be with nature.
I love that part. I just hate all the
minutia around it. It's awful.
That goes along with it.
Awful.
Like, oh, it's going to rain. When it starts raining and I'm at my house, I just walk in my house.
Yeah.
When I'm camping, I have to, rebuild my house to make sure that
make sure nothing is outside of the water radius. Oh, it's atrocious.
Yeah.
Man. Well, while you were taking your camping and your Denver trip, I also had a little vacation of my own, Steve. It was kind of wanted to do something before outside of the Boston trip, before I go back to work, and I'd been meaning to get back up here. I went to the Great Keweenaw Peninsula in northern Michigan, Steve. If you're keeping tabs, that is about an 8.5 to 9 hour ride from here. Because when you think, northern Michigan, UP, from where we are, you can get there in under 4 hours. But no, this is as far north in Michigan as you can go.
Okay. Now, wait a minute. It's 8.5 hours.
Yep.
I got a text from you yesterday at 9 a.m. saying that you were just over 3 hours away from being home.
Well, so on the way home, we split up our trip.
Oh, okay.
We stayed. So we went to see Pictured Rocks, which is incredible and awesome to see.
Yeah, beautiful rock cliff formation.
Yep. And then we stayed just shy of Mackinac, the Mackinac Island and Mackinac Bridge, which is
the Mighty Mac,
which is a gorgeous sight to see. Also, if you ever make it to northern Michigan. And we stayed there, spent the night there, got, your Mackinac fudge.
The bridge is a sight to see?
I think so.
Gonna disagree. It's a bridge.
See, I think it's neat.
I think everyone from here, I mean, people got a lot of, I'm gonna piss off a whole other group now. I already got Humphreys McGee fans pissed off.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm gonna piss off Michiganders far and wide, but it's a bridge.
Oh boy.
Not unlike any bridge.
Oh, you're doing it now, aren't you?
Seriously, what's special about it?
Well, what is it? Isn't it the...
It's like 5 miles long.
Longest suspension bridge. And is the world's 19th longest main span. So 19th longest overall. I think, and the longest suspension bridge in the Western Hemisphere.
Oh, 19, huh?
Well, 19 overall, but longest suspension bridge.
Giving trophies for 19th place now, huh?
I don't know if you heard me. I said number 1 suspension. You know what? You're going to have some beef of your own with our friend Wendy, who lives and breathes bridge because she's from the UP.
I guess so.
I hope you're ready. You're gonna get a pamphlet when she listens to this episode. You prepare yourself to show up for work. And Wendy, please lecture Steve on the gorgeousness and the beauty of the Mackinac Bridge.
I don't know. I guess I'm just not.
I don't really care either.
Not amazed by big pieces of steel that cars drive on.
I'm not a big bridge guy, but it is. It does. Obviously, so it connects Michigan's Lower and Upper Peninsula.
Mm-hmm. That'd be like me being obsessed with the Lincoln Tunnel.
Right.
Oh, it's an engineering feat. Lots of cars drive through it.
Right.
To get from one state to another.
It is expensive to go over it, but it is they keep it in immaculate shape. Like they paint it year round and then they just start over the next year because the weather annihilates it so much. I would argue the bridge is a sight. People go up there for it. It stands out at night. It's all lit up.
Boy, if you drive...
I wouldn't drive there for
look
that.
At a bridge.
Right.
You're a simple person.
There's a group of people who... What are those kind of bridges? They're old bridges and they go over little creeks, but I think it's covered bridges.
A covered bridge, yeah.
Aren't there people who are fascinated with those?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, there are covered bridge societies.
Why, I guess? Just because they're old?
Yeah, they're...
Because they're obviously small.
I'll tell you what, give me a covered bridge any day over the Mackinac.
Oh, now you've done it. So you would take a wood structure covering a creek with a lid on it over a miles-long suspension bridge.
Absolutely.
Connecting two entire masses of land.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Any day of the week. Twice on Sundays.
Let me pull up some covered bridges here. Oh, wow. Whew. Typically wood beams. Design effort. Low. It's listed on Wikipedia. Carries pedestrians, livestock, and vehicles. Span range is typically short.
Well, if you want to look at it that way.
Well, I guess you know what? There are people who like to go to look at the trusses protecting the bridges, covered bridges.
All wooden pegs.
I got a nice picture of Baumgartner's,
Oh, of course.
Baumgartner's covered bridge.
Yeah, of course. That's in a...
Well, it spans Lancaster Pequot Creek in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. It's county-owned and it's maintained, but its official designation is the Pequot No. 10 Bridge.
Of course. Everybody knows that.
It was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1980.
Yeah, where's your stupid misspelled name bridge now?
Oh, boy. Hang on. Let's look how long this thing is, guys. 120 feet! Woo! And it is 14 feet wide. I would bet that's just enough for two vehicles to get through, Steve.
Just enough.
To restore this thing, they poured $200,000 into this piece of garbage.
Hey, you watch it.
Covered bridges are just a disaster. If you're a covered bridge fan, in one of the covered bridge societies, like you mentioned, Steve, yeah, you need to check yourself.
I think I might be a covered bridge fan. Yeah, I'm in. I would, like I said, I'd rather look at that any day of the week.
That's so baffling because the Mackinac Bridge, it comes out of nothing, and it's very tall and it's very long. But hey, whatever you say. So no, that's why it was. That's why we got an early start. I told you a couple weeks ago that
so you could bridge gaze.
No, we were right across the bridge. I'm not dealing with that in the morning traffic. So we were on the road. So we could get home early. But we visited. So it's Houghton. It's Copper Harbor, Keweenaw Peninsula, as
Houghton.
Far north as you can go.
You know who lives in Houghton?
Who's that?
Taj Mihalik. He's the one who designed my bicycle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you see him?
Maybe. There's 80 people, so probably. But no, it's like a world away because it's so far away from everything else, but it's beautiful up there.
You get cell service up there?
No.
Nothing,
No, it was atrocious. I had essentially abandoned the social media for about 4 or 5 days for the podcast and everything. But it's just difficult to get anything. So we were able to go up there and visit my friend who went to the university up there. We stayed there. He showed us all the sites and everything, and just like some amazing history up there that you would never think about. And he showed us ruins of all these copper mines because after World War II, the price of copper absolutely fell through the floor, and so these places closed shop like overnight, but they didn't do anything. So there's ruins of all these copper mines and mills and everything.
Sounds like an area where you could find a covered bridge or two.
I didn't see any. Now that you mentioned it, there was one real nice suspension bridge. So we were able to see that, and he was bit by a tick.
Oh no!
That we had to pry out of his neck.
Oh, it was like half in there.
It was half in. Yeah, we were joking about it. He took us. I wanted to show Katie like how to be a youper, so I had to take her shooting. She's never shot a gun before, so we went 5 feet away from his house and saw 8 million miles of woods.
Started firing.
So where we could shoot. So we did some shooting. And he saw there's a tick that like landed on his arm, but he saw it and he flicked it off. Well, so we got home and he had a little bit of nerves. So he goes, "All right, honey, you got to come check me for ticks." So made his wife come check him. He comes running out. Katie, you got to help me.
Oh, so he's calling on the ER nurse.
Yeah. And it was barely in. So essentially the entire goal of the tick is make sure you get it all. Do not break off and let its head stay, because that's when it gets bad. So, but he was so little in that he plucked out pretty easily. I was bit by they're very small now, but almost identical spots on my bicep tricep area that were about $50 red. With like a white head on the center.
Oh, nice.
And they hurt really bad. And one in the back of my neck. We don't know. I've been trying to shoot webs the last few days just to see. Nothing's panned out. It may have been a hornet. But I was like, no, I'd know that. I would know that, right? Like, I'd feel if it was like a hornet sting. Well, it turns out I got way, way, way too drunk the first night we were there and spent time like outside that I don't remember.
Just exploring.
I can't account for it, and I don't know. I don't know anything. There were details I was hearing the next day, like, "Hey guys, I don't remember coming home from the bar." They're like, "You don't remember singing out the window?" It's like, "Oh yeah. Now that's slowly coming back." Oh,
we got breaking news.
Hang on, are we upgrading our equipment, or do you got a house?
We got breaking news.
I don't know what I'm more excited for. I'll be honest with you, it's the equipment.
We have a counter offer.
Ooh.
On our mixer. They upped it by $15. 150.
I think we split it in half.
107.50.
I think we cut it in half. He's willing to work, right?
Obviously.
I mean, he came down. He's
looking to dance.
He came down. What's that? What's that come out to? Like 12%. Let's
see. Make a counter offer.
So I was able to...
Yeah, continue, by the way. Sorry about that.
I was able to experience, again, beautiful area up there. And if you're into that, being able to explore and woods and beautiful lakes everywhere. Now, it's very cold. What do you got? I saw an expression.
It said shipping is not included in this offer price.
What?
Yeah.
It said shipping is free. You can't change it now.
Took away free shipping.
Well, then we're going to have to look elsewhere.
I already submitted the counter offer.
Boy, this might be a fight with eBay if he accepts.
Right.
Because I'm not paying for shipping on that thing.
No.
Not a chance. And if he wants to, he can fit that in a $6 envelope.
It's just
okay, and it'll be here in 2 days. I don't want any of that nonsense. But again, highly recommended. I have been up there 4 times now. And again, for us, it's such a hassle to get to. But it's amazing up there. He brought us to a site. Have you ever heard of the Italian Hall Massacre?
No.
So before the Supreme Court even made the ruling on that you can't shout fire in a crowded movie theater, this is one of the examples. There was like a big strike that had been going on for months. So on Christmas Eve, a bunch of the Italian workers were at the Italian Hall. And let me pull up the exact details. And so there, I mean, hundreds of people there gathering essentially right before Christmas. They're all out of work because they're striking. Somebody opened the door, yelled fire, and 73 people, mostly 73 men, women, and children, striking mine workers and their families, were crushed to death in a stampede.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a stampede.
Unreal, right? I never knew anything about it, but yeah, that was 6 years before even the Supreme Court made it a law.
Wow.
But this is, regarded as one of the like, hey, there has to be a legal type of thing. There was a few others before that, but this is a big deal. But then, like I said, they made dynamite up there because they had mines. There's a dynamite, like a powder supply company explosion that they just shut down. Yeah,
well, not nice. I mean,
but
nice
it's cool to see. And
there.
so he brought us to these ruins of this, like, where you see old cans and everything because they just left.
Yeah,
it's just boarded up and they left. So, but what I wanted to mention was
because there weren't any covered bridges.
It's not as scenic as it could be. Every place could use a nice covered bridge, right?
Yeah, nobody needs a suspension.
But on the way home, we decided to stop and see Pictured Rocks.
Oh yeah,
which I don't know anybody out there listening. It might be a Michigan thing, but it's a U.S. national lakeshore now.
Beautiful, and
it's gorgeous to see. So you can take boat rides, you can rent a kayak and kayak it.
Basically,
so it's essentially rock cliffs. But the minerals and so there's copper there. There's so much copper up there, and there's iron ore, and there's all of this stuff that seeps through these rock cliffs that make it look like there's pictures drawn on all the sides of these cliffs, and it looks
like artwork.
Right, it's gorgeous, and it goes for 14 miles. So we took a boat ride, a Pictured Rocks cruise, which Good Morning America had recommended as the number one travel thing in Michigan. So
I trust them.
I had to take Hoda and Kathy Lee's word for it. I'm trying to pull up.
You're confusing shows. Hoda and Kathy Lee.
That's today.
Yeah.
Oh my God! How could I?
They're Kathy Lee and Hoda. Today.
No, they're a part of the Today Show.
Are they?
I think they're the last hour of the Today Show.
Okay. But Good Morning America,
is the other station.
Robin Roberts and Michael Strahan.
That's the competitor.
And George Stephanopoulos.
Does he still do that?
I don't know. I think I'm combining all these shows.
Right. So there's arches of this rock, and it's sandstone mixed with another type of stone, and it's millions of years old. And it caves in every year, but it just shears off more, and it's gorgeous, right? Gorgeous. So we took a morning cruise to see these, and it's it's a family type of thing. It can be, even though I would never bring my children on this at a young age because they don't care.
No,
they're not going to care about rocks.
No, they'll have fun being on a boat.
Right. They care more about how fast can we go and whatever than they do about what the rocks look like, right? But it's really neat to see this. So they show you about 8 or 10 of the main formations that have been named over the years. So, but like I said, it's somewhat family oriented. So we're sitting on the mid deck, like the mid-level deck where the captain was as well. And he would narrate the whole thing as well. So he'd pull up to a spot, he'd slow down, he'd talk about a spot, whatever.
This is the blah, blah, blah. It's been here for millions of years.
So there was a ton of jokes that I decided to start. I had to end up cataloging because I thought, this can't be serious. Like, this is ridiculous, right?
Jokes, you say, from the boat captain.
And the jokes would have been like, God, okay, whatever. If
was
it weren't
just like,
for,
was it just like plays on words?
Like more dad humor.
Okay.
And it wouldn't have been as offensively gross to me if there weren't a middle-aged couple behind us, 2 middle-aged women who did running commentary on everything he would joke about. So I'll give you a recap of that. So the first one was it's like Bridal Veil Falls or some type of hill like that where you can get married if you want. And so here's the big joke was
okay. So this is from the
Bridal Falls Rock.
So
sorry,
we're pulling up.
Bridal Falls Rock.
You see Bridal Falls Rock.
There's you can get, and his cadence was super. Like it just gave me it gave me shivers because he was so.
Was it like the AMSR or ASMR?
But it wasn't positive.
Okay, so it was very
It was
negative.
bad for me.
Okay.
I didn't enjoy it, and it was long pauses in between statements. So I'll try to replicate that. Over on the side is Bridal Falls Rock. You can, just a couple weeks ago, there was a couple getting married up there. A lot of people said that should be a good start for the marriage. I don't know. It's the first marriage that's ever started on the rocks. And these two women behind me, like just getting it, man. They were super thrilled.
Again!
Oh.
Say it again!
Man.
Well, it's actually better than I thought it would be.
There's, we mentioned that there's a lot of hiking trails. You can hike. It's like a 40-mile trail. You can hike the Pictured Rocks. It's the only spot on land you can see it. A lot of hikers come up on this beach, Mosquito Beach. They'll think, million miles from nowhere, so they'll take their clothes off and run naked up and down the beach. Imagine their surprise. The boat comes around the corner. I had one guy come up to me last week and say, that's the only wildlife he saw on this trip.
Cue uproarious laughter.
Just two more. Just two more.
Oh, good. Oh, that's it?
Yes.
God,
See out the side.
I was hoping for more jokes.
I call this broken flower vase. You can see the form of a vase and then the trees out of the top look like the flowers. A lot of people say it looks like the Stanley Cup. Anybody from Detroit here? Probably don't know what the Stanley Cup looks like anymore.
Oh, topical sports humor.
Got him.
Oh, boy. Now, the women probably didn't understand that one.
No,
that
was
about
sports. A little over their heads on that one. You got to leave it to the men.
Come on, more.
So, he describing, like I told you, with the minerals and everything in the rocks. So, people, that's why they're called Pictured Rocks. People said they could see different pictures in the rocks. Some people have said they could even see a side profile of Elvis.
Elvis?
I don't know. Seems like more how much you ate and drank the night before.
Oh, so he means that they drank too much and they were seeing things.
So the women behind us on that one were like, it was like they were having a conversation that the captain didn't know about. So he says he drops that bomb, and not much. I think we had just about enough to drink and eat. I don't think we drank too much. It was like a minute-long running commentary about this guy's joke, like they're answering it for real. Like they thought he could hear them, because every time we come up on a site, he'd say, now can you see whatever on the right? And it's entirely rhetorical. He's telling you, look at this spot on the right.
Yeah, but they're answering.
Yeah,
we see it, Captain.
No, where? Like, he's not coming out behind, let me put it in neutral or whatever. Let me come back and point it out to these hens. For crying out loud. Oh, so that's the only thing that took away from what is an absolute beautiful sight to see. Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. Worth the time to see that up north.
Yeah,
northern Michigan.
We were up there a couple of years ago, 2 summers ago, I think. Just awesome. So nice.
It's really neat. It's neat to see because it is 100% like nature doing it. I mean, you see sheets of rock that are bigger than you could ever fathom that have caved in.
Yeah,
and they don't touch it. It happens. There's cave-ins every year. They were saying, and it just shapes it even more.
Yeah,
it's beautiful to see.
Yeah, if you're in Michigan, definitely go there, especially in the summer.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's about a 3-week span where you want to go up there, and we got one of those weeks where it was 70s all week.
Yeah, we were up there. It was probably August 2 years ago that we were up there.
Yeah,
and we stayed in this little tiny cabin. We rented a cabin that was maybe 2 times the size of the room that we're in. Like total about 100 150 maybe square feet.
Oh, okay.
Just this little tiny place. And we were a couple miles from Lake Superior, and we went there. And this is middle of August. We walked down on the beach, and that water is still like 9 degrees.
Yeah.
It was so cold.
It's atrociously cold, which is, it's the worst because I see a massive body of water like that, and it's crystal blue.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. And it's one of the only lakes you can take a cup and drink the water out of the middle of the lake because it's so clean.
Yeah.
I just want to jump in it. But it would be such a shock to your
needles.
system.
Needles
I've done it
stabbing you.
once. Like I said, I've been out there 4 times, and about 10 years ago, me and 3 friends changed our clothes on the side of the road and just sprinted in. And it was one of the worst decisions you could ever imagine. It's
immediately regret it.
Yeah, and I've never taken an ice bath, like athletes, but I imagine that's what it has to feel like.
Yeah. Well,
Awful.
I've done a polar bear plunge
Oh, okay.
on
so
the
you know.
beach in New Jersey in February.
Oh,
And putting my feet into Lake Superior in August felt pretty similar.
yeah, I bet. Yeah, because the ocean at least is like, was it in the ocean?
Yeah.
The ocean at least, like you're never really gonna get super like 35-degree water, 40-degree water, but Lake
Right.
Superior for most of the year is about 40-degree water.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. So yeah, that was my trip. Like I said, a little out of the way, but a place I had wanted to get to for a while. I haven't been up there to see my friend in years to go up there. So like I said, different style of life up there.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you can buy land and acreage for nothing.
Oh,
Like pennies on the dollar.
we talk about that. Annette and I talk about that all the time. We think like, oh, how cool would it be to just buy like a little tiny plot of land because you can get it for
I know.
what, $1,000 or
so
something.
we talked about it too, but then you're like, are you really going to come here in
Yeah,
October
I know.
through May or April?
Yeah. I don't
You're
wanna,
not going
I don't
to.
want to go to the grocery store and it's 2 miles away.
And it takes
I
you a
can't-
half hour
yeah, I
and
can't-
80
I
inches
can't
of
imagine,
snow.
I can't imagine. It sounds great. Like it sounds great in my head. Like you get this little plot of land and then you build a little cabin, but then like I do not want to make that drive.
No, I would not want to. Everybody up there has their own snow plow. Like I said, you're just used to 8-month-long winters
Yeah.
with snow on the ground. So
Now you may notice I just put something up on the screen up here.
all I know is it says free shipping.
Yeah, they did give an option for free shipping.
So I'm not gonna. That guy can take his offer, where shipping's not included, and fight it out with eBay because his listing has shipping on, has free shipping.
Yeah, so
we have upgraded equipment.
we got a new mixer. It's gonna be here Friday.
Well, it better be here Friday. I want him throwing a hissy fit.
But yeah, so now we officially have a small mixer up for sale. We could raffle this off.
Oh yeah,
for us,
right
for the Us Fund.
Yeah, for the Steve and Kyle Podcast Fund.
Steve and Kyle Button Fund.
Yes. Yeah. The Steve and Kyle Garbage Merch Fund will auction off the mixer. If you're looking to start a podcast, get in touch with us. This mixer has given us 51 episodes of beauty.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. Last week, we released what was our 50th episode.
Nary a mention.
Even a mention of it being our 50th episode. And that I consider that every 10, that's monumental for me.
Right.
But 50th, you'd think that we would have said that 1 second in. Hey, it's our 50th. Normally, we don't say how many episodes, but it's our 50th one.
Right.
Didn't mention a thing.
Nope. Past our mind, which I think I'd even remembered it like the week before we had talked about it, but boy, a day came and it was just second, like an afterthought at best.
I don't know what episode we're recording until I go to upload it because that's it's one of the things I fill in.
Right.
And but I always have to go back and check because I never remember.
Yeah.
So after we recorded it, I go back and I check. I'm like, crap. Because we recorded on a Saturday morning or something.
Saturday and a Wednesday. We recorded Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the most recent episode we recorded the Wednesday before last Tuesday.
Yeah.
But again, thanks to anybody who found the show here from Free Beer and Hot Wings on the podcast. Thanks for sticking around, giving it a shot. Please spread the word. Steve and Kyle on Facebook, at Steve and Kyle on Twitter. Like Steve mentioned, a lot of avenues to find the show. Please, if you think somebody would enjoy it, share it with your friends.
Yeah.
Family, whoever. That's the way we're doing it. We're not out there, finding thousands and thousands of people. It's essentially a word of mouth thing, and it seems to be working out.
Yeah, it has been really cool to see that people have stuck around. Ones that that were force-fed this podcast.
Right, yeah, they didn't have a choice.
From Free Beer and Hot Wings
now,
when the show was on vacation.
It would be a terrible oversight if we did not mention our latest, not an official review, but it was a review left on Twitter for us, and it was left yesterday, and it was from, I believe, new listener, Bill Johnson. Bill Johnson sent us a tweet a few days ago that said, "At Steve and Kyle, your podcast is great because you guys are boring as S. I'm super boring also."
Hey, all right, camaraderie, I guess.
So I had to tell Bill, this is the Mount Rushmore of reviews for our show, Bill.
That's as good as it gets.
Because how does this keep happening? People who seemingly listen and seem to enjoy this nonsense we put out every week.
Yeah.
But it feels like they need to qualify that in their reviews by saying, yeah, it's good if you like eating dog crap. Like, it's nonstop.
It's good. Like kissing my sister is good. Thank you.
It's good. Like hitting your hand with a hammer's okay. What?
Is that good? I don't think that's good at all.
No, it doesn't feel good to me.
No.
Does not feel good. What did we want to move? Did we want to try to give a call to Christopher this week, or did we want to jump right into our last few tales?
Let's give it a shot. Let's
right.
try calling.
Because as usual,
did you pull up his
we are behind schedule.
This is Christopher in Colorado.
Christopher in Colorado. He's had his review in the tank since January. He sent us a message in March. So to say Christopher's been in the queue for a while is an understatement.
Yeah.
We've jumped around, though, so we're kind of working our way back in sequential order now.
Yeah.
So Christopher left his review in January. Better than NASA.
Ooh.
I really enjoy you two together. Very real and fun. Makes me laugh. Already the best review we've ever received.
Yeah, where's the... Even though you suck.
Oh, well, here we go. Hilarious that your cover art, put that in a quote, looks like Steve is wearing a tinfoil turban, and Kyle looks like Corey Feldman. So you can take which one of those is more offensive.
Oh, there it is.
Keep it up, guys. The dead surfer reveal was the best thing ever. If you don't know, if you're a newer listener and you don't know what Christopher is talking about, listen to it's the Steve and Kyle podcast year in review. It's a nice episode.
I think it was December 27th of 2016.
No, this was January 3rd.
That's right. Yeah.
It's titled the Steve and Kyle podcast year in review. Look that episode up from January. It's Steve and I played like four or six of our funniest things that we had done in the first 4 months of the podcast.
Yeah, it was like our own best of show based on like 12 episodes.
Right, but it also kept our streak intact. We have not missed a week since September, or since August. We've been constant since September 20th. So please check that out for the Dead Surfer reveal. One of the most astonishingly horrible things that I've ever had happen to me anywhere.
You're welcome. All right, so let's try.
So this is Christopher in Colorado.
Yeah, but as you know, this probably won't work.
Yeah, I can't believe his phone's already acting up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This
I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work. Come on, work.
Why don't we try the backup on the computer?
Oh, never mind. My phone's ringing.
Calling yourself?
Sure am.
Oh no! It's this again! They're all three gonna ring at once.
All right, hold on. We're gonna make a quick. You'd think that part of our new equipment budget would be buying whatever the correct thing is that we need to make a phone call.
Is there something we can buy to make this happen?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we should look into that. So Chris left this review, and it was on iTunes.
Oh.
And that's where you should look, or anywhere you get your podcast, to leave us a review to be in line. Oh, God, steps all over my... Remember, if this doesn't work, it's his fault.
Yeah, of course. We got it all figured out.
Hello?
Hello, Christopher.
Christopher? Oh, man, I can't believe his phone took a crap.
Yeah, it's so weird.
How does that happen?
Well, we'll get him next week.
There goes. Another example of the slowest dying bit in podcast history. We were, at one point, weeks away from this thing dead. We were going to run out of people, and it just wasn't like nobody would answer.
Now we have too many people.
And now we have a list in the double digits, I think, and we can't figure it out.
We'll get it, though. We're going to get it next time.
Christopher, I apologize because that's I messaged you last week that you were in the queue, and you were kind enough to wait around, and we didn't call you. Yeah, I messaged you to say you were on the queue for today, and we need to get Christopher on. He's a graphic designer.
Oh, well then we need to figure this out right now
because it sounds like Christopher Vine's making us a logo for free. I mean, we don't know if he knows that yet.
Oh crap! Yeah, I just don't know. I can't be positive on how to do it. So I think we got to take some time. Maybe we just got to come up with like a Skype name or something.
Maybe. Because the iPad did not work there. We're back to the old school iPad
the iPad called my phone.
Okay, good. Which is what you dialed, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure.
Yep.
Well, then we better jump right into it because I see the clock.
Oh my good Lord.
Yeah, we're going to have to get rolling.
Let's skip. Why don't we skip the wrenching?
Yeah, we got to get right into what happened. So I posted a picture on our social media. It was last week, right? It was, the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
The 4th of July, which was the day...
Tuesday.
Yep, I went over. I tried to help Steve do some auto repair, which we'll get in more in depth.
I think that we're skipping the beginning of the day there.
Seems like we had no time for wrenching talk. We'll have to get to Steve's auto repair next week on the podcast.
Well, we'll skip. Something. Wrenching talk is actually rather short. Now, on the last episode, you said, I believe the quote was like, I'm setting the alarm, or I'm setting the reminder on my phone for July 4th at 9 a.m.
Yep.
Oil wrenching, I think, was what you had specifically said. You were going to come over here, help me out with the project on the Jeep.
Replacing your clutch. You needed help.
Mm-hmm.
The transmission is heavy. You didn't want to have to rent a transmission jack.
Yeah.
So with 2 bodies, figured we could get the job done.
Sure. So 9 o'clock in the morning came and went, waited about an hour and a half, and then I finally decided to go back, listen to the old episode, pull the audio of you saying that you were going to be over, and then I re-uploaded it to Facebook and to Twitter, asked people to please help. Yep. Kyle must be injured.
Find me.
Because he was so adamant that he was going to be there to help.
Yeah.
Didn't show up, and lo and behold, about half hour after that was posted, my phone starts buzzing. I'm awake. I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Here I come.
Yeah.
So you headed over to the house, and I think it's safe to say our progress went backwards in the hour and a half maybe that you were here.
We worked for 3 hours.
Did we really?
Yeah, we didn't, because remember, we didn't leave till almost 3.
We accomplished nothing.
Nope.
By the time you left, we were actually, we had taken a step backwards.
Unreal.
Progress was not good. So you headed home because I was like, I'm done working on it.
Yeah.
Went inside. I sat inside for probably, I don't know, 3-4 hours and just thought, like, what are we doing wrong? What are we doing wrong? What are we doing wrong? I finally went back out into the garage and I figured out the issue. I had to take everything back apart, fix it all, line it all back up, put it all back in, and then once again I'm at the point where I need a set of hands.
Right, heavy lifted.
Well, in this time we had also come up with the plan to go to ride bikes and get ice cream
check the house
with our
out.
significant others. So we go on this like hour and a half long voyage to go and get ice cream because nothing was open on 4th of July.
It was a holiday.
Yeah, it's a holiday. Oh. Nothing's open. So we ended up finding a place like 50 miles away. We rode to on our bikes. and then we were done, and it was probably 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it was later in the day. And, yeah, boy.
You and Katie were riding back to your house. Me and Annette split off, and we were going back to our house. And I got back to the house. I sent you a text. I said, all right, man, I'm ready. You drove over. And in that time, we tried to figure it out again because we couldn't get it did we not get it that night either?
No, we got the part we wanted. We got done that
Oh
night.
yeah, that's right.
You had figured it out, like you said.
That's right.
The transmission
right.
part.
But and
before
then
I
there was
got
something.
back.
Yeah, there was another part that I needed help with.
Yeah.
So you came over. We muscled that other part into place too. But in the meantime, earlier in the day, I was out in the garage.
Oh yeah.
And Annette came out, and I had my back turned to her, and she's like, "Oh my god!" I turn on. I'm like, "What?" She's like, "What is that?" And she's pointing down at the top of the driveway. I'm like, what? And I just see this thing sitting on the driveway, but it was dark. It kind of looked like a leaf.
Right.
It was just laying there. And then I saw it move, and I realized it was a little baby bat. Little tiny baby bat. Which, by the way, they're pretty adorable.
Right. I mean,
minus the
outside
whole
of
fangs and being able to
screeching
like
and the fangs.
speak in sonar and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh man, that's a bat. That's crazy. It's still perfectly light out. That's weird. Bats usually come out at night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the night before we had been sitting out in the yard and having a just little bonfire, and a big like group of bats flew over.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's weird. I wonder if maybe that's one of them, and it just kind of like got lost or whatever.
Right.
So I grabbed a broom. I'm like, all right, well, I'll just kind of brush it away. Hopefully it flies off and it doesn't fly into the garage and bite my neck, and then I turn into a vampire or whatever, however those movies go. So
I think that's how it all turns out, right? That's how it all starts. Like somewhere there's a music score starting as you approach this, what you assume is wounded baby bat.
sure, I'm there to help.
You don't realize it's trying to, like, you're patient zero in the upcoming plague of this zombie movie.
So I sweep the thing, and it starts making that noise that our good buddy Brent Spiner was on the receiving end of in Independence Day when the aliens were speaking to him in that crazy high-pitched, like, I'm like, what is that? You hear like, it's this little devil bird with his fangs sticking out. It was obvious the thing was hurt. It was injured. We were not sweeping it away. So, and that's like, well, what do I do? Do I call animal control? I'm like, yeah, may as well. I mean, that's what they're there for. There's a like, I don't know, like if there was a skunk in the yard, I'd call animal control because that's what they do. They come out and they get rid of the invasive species.
Right. You're not calling, 911. You're not putting an SOS out. You're looking up, calling the county.
Sure.
Humane Society, not Humane Society, but the animal control.
So this thing was obviously injured. I took a 5-gallon bucket and I just placed it over top of it. So at least it wasn't going to, if it did spring to life, it wasn't going to like
jump at you.
Yeah, attack us. Or if the dog was outside, she wasn't going to try and eat it or anything. So I call, and just as you're getting ready to leave.
Yeah, we had just finished. We put the part back on that was heavy that we needed to put on. I stood up, wiping my hands off, and I just started walking to my car.
When a county sheriff's office car pulls up.
Yeah.
Which is not what I was expecting.
Well, I'd left your house before, and I've seen a sheriff's car in the driveway and garage across the street.
Yeah.
So when I saw it around the corner, I was like, that's
what I thought it was too.
Whoever lives there.
That's who I thought it was too. And then they stop in front of my house, and this guy gets out. He's an officer. Gets out and starts.
Which is weird, right? I know
thought
it's a holiday.
I knew exactly as soon as he got out of the car. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess that's just how it works.
Right, they have to handle it.
That's what they handle, or maybe they're shorthanded because the woman that Annette talked to on the phone said like, oh yeah, it's been a crazy day because they're getting a lot of calls about dogs because people are lighting off fireworks, dogs are taking off and running. Yep. So yeah, so I'm like, okay, whatever. So the guy gets he starts walking up the front lawn. And I said, I just said, hey, how you doing? And he just looks at me. He goes, what's up? Who called?
Yeah, and that's what it was. That initial interaction that perked my eyebrow because that was such a weird way to approach.
It was a little standoffish.
It was immediately like you said, what's up? And he was looking at me.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, we got a bat.
Yeah.
And all right, well, maybe it's just, he waiting for someone to approach him first, which, again, is weird. You're the officer,
sure,
whoever representing, you're the one arriving.
But whatever. So I said, yeah, we got there's a bat. It looks like it's injured, and I don't know, man. You hear all this stuff about, like, don't approach a bat. Bat's got rabies. Nobody wants rabies.
Right.
And there's this silence where he's just staring at me with this, like, seriously?
Yeah.
I'm here because there's a bat in your driveway?
Well, so if I remember, before anything else happened, he said who called it in.
Mm-hmm.
So Annette had to come out there, and he was getting the details from Annette.
Yeah.
And then asked you, I'm trying to remember the specific way he asked you, why don't you just hit it?
Yeah. Yeah, he said, well, do you have a shovel? And I was like, yeah, I got a shovel. And he goes, well, can't you just take care of it?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's why we called animal control.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, that's kind of what they do. And then he says, well, what do you think I'm going to do? And I'm like, I'm not naive. Like, I'm not expecting them to come out and, like, tell me that they're taking it to a farm upstate where it's going to live out his days with other bats.
But I honestly thought there may be, so when Katie and I had something not this similar, but it was a bird that was injured in our front yard, we found this lady who runs like a sanctuary or whatever, and called her on like a weekend evening and asked some questions about, like, hey, can you come help? What can we do? Whatever. Right. Because there are places that would prefer to take these animals and try to see if they don't need to die and release them, whatever. Because I know bats aren't like the most, human friendly, but they're also not man-eating. You know, they have their purpose in the world, right?
Exactly. And that was my whole thought. And I'm like, look, I chances are if animal control shows up, they're going to pick this thing up. They're going to take it somewhere. They're going to euthanize it.
Right.
And I'll never know that. But this guy, he goes, well, I can go get my shovel out of the car and I can take care of it for you. And I just looked at him and I'm like, okay, man, do what you got to do, I guess.
Yeah. Well, because you expressed the concern that you just mentioned. You were like, because he was essentially questioning you, why don't you take care of it? And you had said, always been told, they have rabies. If they jump, I just, I didn't want to chance that. And what struck me, this was the most condescending thing I've heard in a while. He looked at you and said, what do you think I'm going to do? Shoot it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought, okay, I got to go. Like, this is uncomfortable enough for me.
Yeah.
I didn't make it to the driver's side of my car before I texted you, and I said something like, boy, I can't wait to talk about this guy on the podcast.
Yeah. And I replied saying, I was about to say the exact same thing to you.
Unbelievable.
I've never felt like less of a man than I did in that situation. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I guess I'm a major P because I don't want to kill a bird.
Yeah, exactly.
But he seemed to be the pendulum had swung the complete opposite way with him, where he seemed to like revel in it. Like,
he was looking forward to it.
Yeah, so he went and dug through his car, and he got a shovel, and then he walked back up the driveway.
Feels weird to have for a police. Whatever.
Yeah, and he says to me and Annette, "Oh, you got a hose?" We're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, you might want to get it ready." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh my gosh.
So then he's like, "So it's under here? It's under this bucket?" I was like, "Yeah, it's under the bucket." Well, he picked the bucket off, and the thing twitched a little bit. And I guess there was something lost in translation because he's like, "Oh, I didn't know it was alive."
I wouldn't.
I'm like, well, that's what injured meant. If it was dead, I would have said I had a dead bird, and this conversation wouldn't have happened.
Yeah,
because I would.
It would have been in the can. Bird. Yeah.
So then he seemed to start to like. He kind of was backpedaling a bit. He was like, "Well, I mean, this isn't something I enjoy, but I mean, if something we got to take care of, then you got to take care of it." And he's just going into like this long thing, like, "Oh, we've had a lot of dogs running away." Like a switch was flipped, and he instantly became like super personable.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I left because it was awkward.
Yeah.
Because he was being a condescending person.
Mm-hmm.
And when the last thing I saw, I got to my car, I texted you, and I saw he was emptying out the shed's worth of stuff in his trunk, which was scuba gear.
Yeah, they do have a lot
like
of stuff.
Like a hazmat suit. Ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So he turned into not a bad guy.
Turned into a pretty nice guy.
When he realized he had a live bat to take care of.
Yeah. He was able to dispose of the bat, obviously without getting into any details, because that's not what the focus of this is about at all. But then, yeah, he was like, well, it's we got a lot of dogs running away and a lot of raccoons too. I mean, that's a pretty common call. And I'm like, what?
So is he an animal control person or is he a police officer?
I assumed he was an officer just based on the car he was driving and the way he was dressed.
Yeah, and I know we have a listener, at least one who's a police officer. If you could send us a message, whether I think he sent a few Snapchats of him listening to the podcast. Mm-hmm. If you have to do things like that, please let us know. I'd be curious because I want to pick your brain on that as well. Do you look down on homeowners like Steve? Do you just do it?
Apparently they do because, like I said, never felt like less of a man.
Right.
But in that situation, kind of okay with it. I don't take joy in killing animals, even if it is a little a bat that could have rabies.
Right. And again, it's not like you dialed 911.
Right. And our whole thing was like, well, if this is so uncommon that you have to come out to a house and get rid of a bat, when we talked to them on the phone, why didn't they just say, yeah, that's not something that we normally do?
Yeah.
Or
nip it in the bud early, say, sorry, call a sanctuary,
exactly.
Whatever.
All we did was do what you're told to do in that situation.
Animal control.
Got a wild animal in your yard, call animal control.
Wow.
We called animal control. Look, it's not my fault that it got bounced around to 10 different people before it finally got to you, and you had to come out and do it.
I'm not privy to the county directives of who that gets fed through and down to, but that's also not my concern.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I was close to doing the old my taxes pay your salary, but I figured that probably wouldn't go over well.
You listen here, bucko.
Technically, I'm your boss.
Yeah, I get to boss you around. What shift are you? What's your badge number, man?
I sign your paychecks.
Man. Yeah, because obviously, I didn't live there. I felt like if he was going to continue on that path, the next line of questioning was going to be like, yeah, what's he doing here? What's the deal? We're not gathering around to watch this, injured bat, man. It's not what we're here for.
I almost said to him, I almost said, like, something? Sorry to waste your time.
Just go.
We'll deal with it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have a lot of respect. I have a ton of respect for people who put on a uniform every day and are out, like, patrolling the neighborhoods and keeping the streets safe.
Right.
There was obviously some kind of we were having some kind of communication.
He was not.
He was on one channel and I was on another.
And he was not excited to be there.
No,
he wanted nothing to do with this.
Blame him.
And
that
I get it.
That would suck, man. That would suck if your job is to go out and to protect and to serve, and then because that I would assume that job, that's probably like that's like, hey, go get coffee.
Right?
Like, hey, let's send so and so out to send Johnson out to take care of this one. Nobody wants to do it. Sorry, man, that sucks. But like, I don't know. We just did what we thought we were supposed to do. Exactly.
I think you handled it the right way. Sure, it got kicked around, and in hindsight, felt like it got kicked back in your face.
Sure did. I expected. Here's how I thought this whole thing was going to go. We were going to call animal control. Somebody was going to come out in a van that says animal control on the side of it. A guy with like crazy big gloves on that like go up to his shoulders was going to get out, and he's going to have some kind of cage trap thing. He was going to walk over, pick it up, put it in there, and say, "Hey, thank you. We're going to thanks for calling."
Mm-hmm.
And then they were going to do what they did with it, like take it out to the woods, dump it out there. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it wouldn't have been in front of me. I didn't really need the play-by-play.
No, you didn't. The rundown of what's going on, what he's about to do.
Yeah, wow. So that was weird. That was a weird interaction. And I'm glad that you were there to witness it.
Yeah, me too. Up until I couldn't handle it anymore and I had to bail.
Yeah.
Because that was awkward.
Yeah, it's probably good that you did.
Yeah, I don't want to see if you think about it, we spent the majority of that day together.
We did.
Boy, the whirlwind of almost saw your new house.
Almost.
Biked a mini Iron Man to get to the...
not counting that house out. That house is...
There's a good chance you'll be my closer neighbor in the next 2 months because
there's
this
not
guy
a good
can't
chance.
come up with that kind of money.
Yeah, I mean, who's
sitting on that kind of cash, right?
You're out of your league, man.
Right, you're over your head. Let it pass you by, bro.
All right. Well, it's about that time. We are.
Yeah, I guess so. We should probably jump into it, huh?
Jump into the Fast Four.
Fast 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, did you check the volume? I like being IT guy now, where anytime anything's wrong, you go, hey,
You try restarting it.
that thing plugged in. You check the volume on it. All right, I'll kick us off, Steve. Fast 5.
Furious 4.
Fast 5. Ivanka Trump.
She was a stand-in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
That's,
qualified.
That seems not legal. But who am I to say?
Amelia Earhart.
Fascinating.
Right. Spider-Man.
Boy, haven't seen it. Probably won't. I heard that it's better than the most recent one before it.
Yeah. Kesha.
Oh, what'd Kesha do? What did she get in trouble?
Back in the news. And lastly,
hold on. I'm trying to think. Kesha.
It's a good thing. Nothing bad.
Yeah, I don't remember.
First time in a while for her.
Okay.
Lastly, Shark Week.
Oh boy, could not care less.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'll see you later.
yeah, that was a good episode, everybody. We'll see you next week. Oh, by the way,
for someone who's so
I got
paranoid,
a cold. I can't go to Boston.
For someone who's so paranoid by sharks,
But they fascinate me
but okay, so
because
it's
they're for my money, they're the most interesting animal on the planet. Just they're ancient animals.
Disagree. Slow Loris, much more interesting.
Did you just name a Pokemon?
No,
Slobosaur?
Slow Loris.
Are you trying to say coleslaw?
No, still saying Slow Loris.
Okay.
Do you want to see a Slow
One,
Loris?
I need a picture to know what you're babbling about.
Good God, you are going to regret the day that you said that sharks were in any way superior to the Slow Loris.
Nope. Look at those eyes. Those are terrifying, beady, dead. I'd rather look in a bat's eyes.
What are you talking about? Look at this one. He's like offering you his little food that he's eating.
It's like a meerkat, but not as adorable because it has human fingers and massive eyes. If you've never seen a oh, look at that one down and in the middle.
Which one?
Right down.
This one?
No, down. Yeah, those are awesome. It looks like a creature from Ernest. Ernest Scared Stupid. I wasn't as terrified as I am right now looking at that thing.
Oh, you're just wrong, man. You're
no
wrong.
No way. But I've been fascinated by sharks forever just because, they're obviously, ancient animals, predators of the ocean, all of that stuff. And the obvious uptick in visual quality and what they can do nowadays is so ridiculous that Shark Week is something I look forward to each and every year. And I'll have 18 hours of DVR of just Shark Week to the point where Katie's like, yeah, I'm going to sit this one out and the next one because it's hour 4 and 5 of Shark Week I don't care about.
So is that this week? Is Shark Week going on
starts,
right now?
I believe it starts next Sunday.
Okay.
It's either next week or 2 weeks. I just remember I saw an advertisement for it because it's always in the middle of the summer and realized that I cannot wait. Oh, I'm so ready.
Yeah.
Before that, I mentioned Kesha. Released her first single in 4 or 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Because if you remember, essentially hasn't recorded any new music, and I don't even know what the status is because she was suing her producer for rape.
For sexual
assault or harassment or rape or whatever. So I don't know if this is under the banner of that same guy because she essentially has to finish her contract out. Maybe she finished the contract just not with that producer type of thing. But yeah, supposed to lead to a new full album. But she's become kind of this. I don't want to use guiding light, but a lot of female singers and stuff are looking up to her now because
Right,
she's
for speaking
one of the first
up
to
and-
actually speak up and take a stand. So I'm assuming this is not something that is very uncommon, I guess you could
Yeah.
say. So,
Goes with the industry. Not to. It sounds weird to say. Oh, it comes with the territory. It goes with the industry. Not at all. But it's a very common thing in the industry. It
right.
seems like.
But and it's also the reason it's newsworthy is, she was a pop star at the peak of her career when it was just a switch because no new music, lawsuits. It's hard to make a career off of that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I know. I believe if I remember right, Taylor Swift or Katy Perry donated like $1 million to her
really?
to essentially live on because she was getting drained by this. So, first new single for I haven't heard it. I don't care. Before that,
Care about the cause, not
Right.
so much the music.
right. Before that, I mentioned Spider-Man. New movie came out
new
this past
Spider-Man.
weekend.
So where does this fall in the Spider World or Spider-Man world?
So this is totally separate because it's the first one incorporated into what is known as the Marvel Universe, where the Avengers, Captain America, Iron Man, all of those guys. All of the previous Spider-Mans are owned by Sony, and Sony is obviously separate from Marvel, so Sony had Spider-Man separate.
So Sony, the previous Spider-Man movies, it was all Spider-Man.
Yep.
There was no little subtle hints to anything.
No,
Okay.
because they couldn't. So this is the first one where the deal was signed off that they would co-market and they could be in that universe. So new Spider-Man, younger Spider-Man. They didn't waste time breaking down the same story they've already displayed
Peter
twice,
Parker.
getting bit by the spider and doing that whole, Uncle Ben dying. They didn't waste time doing that. They jumped right into him as a high schooler, trials and tribulations of a teenager having to don the Spider-Man suit and be a high school teenager. So I went last night because I was on vacation. Normally this is a movie I'd be at opening night, first showing, but vacation kind of took priority over it. And so I could not wait. That's why part of the reason we left early yesterday, we had so much to do at home because in our area we had so many storms when we were gone that we had to go get our food from my mother-in-law's house to reload our freezers.
Because you had lost power.
Reload our freezers. We had laundry. Then we had an ant disaster when we walked in that we had to clean up and spray.
Nice.
So we had hours worth of work to do. And the whole time I'm thinking like, what's the earliest showing of Spider-Man we can make it to before, without it, so we can get all of our stuff done. So I was able to see it last night. Absolutely adored it, Steve.
Really?
I am going again tomorrow morning.
Look at you.
I can't wait. I'm going again tomorrow because we have a doubleheader in softball. I got to go early in the day, and I need to see it again. Oh,
What time are you going tomorrow morning?
Oh, I don't have any plan. This is usually when I roll out of bed and I look. Oh, hey, look at the
I was
alarm.
going to say because I got an internship opening in the morning. One day only.
I do have therapy. What time is it?
It's the normal time.
Turns out you didn't change your radio show, huh?
Nope. Same. Oh, by the way, same for Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
But this could be your last opportunity at a Wednesday.
Let me see. I do have therapy.
You don't have to tell me right now. I'll let you think about it for at least a minute.
I have a 9:30. I have a 9:30, Steve. But I have to be at the physical therapy's office.
Downtown?
It's right downtown.
Oof.
So I could do like the. Actually, what time is that? Never mind. That's 9:00.
What?
But I
And
can
that's
be-
tomorrow.
Yep.
I recommend you getting up a little early.
Oh, okay. Putting in that recommendation, are you?
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe I'll go. I can do tomorrow. Maybe I'll do tomorrow as a send off for me.
Well, I mean, you've been back for.
I've done it 3 times. That's 3 more than I ever thought I would ever do it again when I left in 2010.
Well, what's old is new again.
Right? Is that the key? Yeah, I could swing in there tomorrow for a few hours.
All right,
I've got nothing else to do.
that'll be nice.
So I've got therapy, and then I'm going right to Spider-Man.
Sounds good. All right. Was that it for yours?
No, before that, Amelia Earhart.
Oh man, that's a fascinating story.
So
I don't know if I believe any of it.
I don't either. I know
Based
there
on
was
that one picture, it's
right. The one picture looks so like the description of it. When you see it, you're like, how can I tell if it is or isn't?
And then
picture released-
especially whether you see the go ahead, set it up a little bit.
Well, a picture released from I think it was the National Archives or found in the National Archives from 80 years ago show It's off of a dock, off of the in Japan, if I remember right.
No, it's the.
Well, I thought the picture was in Japan because it shows a boat towing an airplane, wreckage of an airplane, a small single-person airplane. Mm-hmm. So it's either in Japan or in the Marshall Islands, which is just off of Japan.
Yeah, it was the Marshall Islands.
And you see a bunch of Japanese soldiers, and on the dock, facing away from the camera, is a woman who historians say physically lines up with Amelia Earhart, and the plane could very well be Amelia Earhart's crashed plane. She ran out of fuel and had to emergency land in the Marshall Islands. The Japanese, in this hypothetical scenario, would have captured her
and her co-pilot
and held her essentially as a POW, for lack of a better term, and she died in captivity. Is the new running theory, and it's stated because, like I said, the physical stature resembles Amelia Earhart, and people seem to think, I think the guy's name is Noonan.
Yeah,
was her co-pilot. A guy on the dock looks like him as well.
Yeah, man, I looked at that picture and thought that could be anyone sitting there.
Yeah.
And then they said, oh, in the background, you see the plane. And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't see a plane. I see a ship with something hanging off the side of it.
Oh, see, I saw a plane.
Maybe it was just because I looked at the super zoomed in version.
Right.
So it gets so pixelated at that point.
Let me try to pull it right there. Because I didn't read this article, but it's debunking the theory Amelia Earhart was captured. Wait, now that I look at it, it doesn't look as much as like a plane as I initially thought.
Because the one that I looked at, they overlaid the outline of what the plane would be shaped. Well, of course I'm going to see a plane then. If you tell me, look, here's the plane underneath this plane outline.
Right.
Well, yeah, then it looks like it. But I don't know. Man, that stuff, the conspiracy theories, I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. But stuff like that really interests me. That's why I've talked about on the radio show before how you want to kill 6 hours, type in fake moon landing on Google and just go to town. You'll by the end of it, you'll be, wow, this is really fascinating. I can see why people think that this was faked.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a crazy story.
It's the basis of it's a History Channel documentary. I think it comes out this Sunday based on that photograph. But there's this article on a website essentially debunking it, saying that somebody from the ship that supposedly recovered the wreckage said that, they set out the alert to try to seek and rescue them, but then after 2 days it was dropped. Mm-hmm. But if you were part of a group that captured and she ended up being killed in captivity, it's not like that's going to be, hey, let me go let me go hip hip hooray about that in hindsight. Right. That's something that you're going to want to tuck away. So that's big news this week, and that we talked about that before. That stuff just fascinates me.
Yeah.
Just fascinates me.
Yeah.
And the first one this week was Ivanka Trump.
She sat in
the news
for the president,
the G20 conference, which is 20 world leaders. Mm-hmm. What was this one about? Just anything in specific?
I have no idea.
But either way, Ivanka Trump, an unelected, unqualified daughter-in-chief, sat in Donald Trump's chair next to Angela Merkel. Mm-hmm. The leader of Germany, Angela. You're probably right. Merkel. The leader of Germany, and I believe the leader of China.
Yeah.
Sat in the United States seat.
Oh yeah.
Because she knows how to, nail down a deal.
Yeah, I'm sure that if that had happened, I don't know, 4 years ago, and Sasha or Malia, say they had been...
Even Michelle.
Well, yeah, exactly. But say that the Obama daughters had been in their 30s. Or
right.
How old's Ivanka? Ivanka's probably...
Got to be in her 30s.
30s, right? I'm sure that would have gone over very well with then just citizen Donald Trump. I'm sure he wouldn't have had anything to say about that.
Man. It's just insane to me that's not... And that's the least of the few scandals the Trumps have had this week. The last day, it has blown up that Donald Trump Jr. met with a Russian lawyer last year to get dirt on Hillary Clinton, which is also not the biggest scandal to come out because Donald Trump was briefly talking about having a cybersecurity task force with the nation that very likely meddled in the United States election, Russia. It's mounted.
Yeah, but Putin said that they didn't. So
it's fair.
Yeah.
I'll take care of it.
Yep. Just another day here in America.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
All right.
Fast five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's time for the Fast Five, Kyle. Fast Five. Not to be confused.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. Again,
I
like
believe
you said,
I believe I misspoke earlier.
wouldn't want it confused with the. Occasionally we'll do a Furious 4, right?
Right. We will.
A thrilling 3.
It's usually your idea.
Yeah, I text you like an hour before. Like, I can't think of anything. We gotta cut it by 1, Steve.
All right. First on the list, Beachgate.
Oh, glad it's over, but boy, I mean, kiss your political career goodbye.
Up next, Tesla Model 3.
Is this going to be the one that's affordable?
It is. First one rolled off the assembly line the other night.
All right. You want to see
it. North Korea.
Same old, same old.
Yeah.
I feel like it's never going to change. I mean, yeah, it's same old, same old.
Putin.
Terrifying. The guy's terrifying.
Mm-hmm. And last on the list, MLB Home Run Derby.
Oh, boy, talk about an event I couldn't care about less.
Goes down tonight.
Yep.
I figured you'd be watching, taking notes to give all of us tomorrow at the game.
I actually might watch because this is the first year since I've, been an adult that Chris Berman isn't doing it.
Oh, yeah, that's
right. So Chris Berman every year would do the home... Just yell... And he'd sound like an animal.
Like that Cadbury bunny.
Yeah. But he's now done. Carl Ravitch taking over, who is a very good baseball voice, said he has a totally different call. It's not going to sound like Berman at all, so that should be intriguing to everybody. They changed it, so it's like a bracket now. I might give it a tune in tonight if it doesn't interfere with wrestling.
Yeah, that goes down tonight. Before that was Putin, and boy, I couldn't agree more with...
it's just terrifying.
Yeah.
You saw the image of him and President Trump had their first actual sit-down meeting, and when they're in front of the press, he turned to Trump and said, "Were these the ones insulting you?" And pointed to the press, which he has had people killed in his country for less.
Yeah.
You saying it, a terrifying proposition. The fact that we need, Trump's walking around saying, "Oh, we need to move forward to work with them, not against them." Russia is not an ally.
That
needs to be
an enemy.
Yeah, that cannot be stated enough. They are not an ally, and the United States is being outmaneuvered politically by Russia and just about every adversary, incredibly on the world stage right now. It's embarrassing.
Before that was North Korea. Talk about another terrifying thing.
Yeah, they don't. Like I said, they don't scare me as much.
Not so much, yeah,
because they haven't shown that they can get a missile in the air to last longer than a few hundred miles.
But how long until Trump is landing in Pyongyang, rubbing elbows with Kim Jong-un?
Right, and man, I feel like that's a long way off just based on the way Trump talks when he talks about North Korea, about, well, China needs to take care of them and we'll have to step in. Mm-hmm. My fear with Trump is that if he does step in, it won't be a political step in or a diplomatic step in. It's going to be an unprovoked military strike, which could very well set off a massive chain of events.
Well, that's what we got Dennis Rodman for.
Yep. The official UN ambassador? Is that his title now?
Yeah. Before that, we had the Tesla Model 3.
Yeah.
From a personal standpoint, I've never been more excited about an automobile.
Give me a base price point on the base model. What can I get that car for in the next year?
Cheapest you can. Well, in the next year, you're probably not going to be able to buy one. There's
sold out in advance.
They had what they did was they took pre-orders 8 months ago, 6 months ago, maybe, and by the estimations, they have between 370 and 400,000 cars reserved.
Okay.
So you could go on their website, you could put down $1,000 deposit, you could reserve yourself a Tesla Model 3. Model 3 is Tesla's foray into affordable, fully electric vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
The price of a base price for a Model 3 is $35,000.
Okay.
But in certain states, in certain areas, you get government rebates.
Oh, okay, from full electric.
You can get from the state and from the federal government. There are certain areas where you can get up to $7,500 in rebates.
Oh, okay.
Meaning that you get yourself a brand new, fully electric car that goes 220 miles or 240 miles.
That was my next question.
For $27,000.
How long's the now? Do you need to buy and install a charger in your home?
You do need a charger. Well, I guess you don't need to. I mean,
You can go to destinations.
you could go. Yeah, exactly.
But essentially, that means like, hey, 8 o'clock on a Tuesday, my battery's not charged. I got to go to the, in our area, I know of a movie theater. Like, hey, I got to go park at the movie theater to charge my car.
There are a few in the area. But it's pretty common practice to get a charger that you have an electrician install in your garage or in your driveway or whatever. And you just plug the thing in. I am so excited about this car, and I want this thing to work so badly. And I was really geeked the other night when I opened up Twitter and I saw that Elon Musk, who runs Tesla, had tweeted out a picture. The first one rolled off the assembly line, I think Saturday night. And he tweeted it out, and it looks great, and it's on time, which is a new thing for Tesla, because they're the Model S, which was their luxury sedan, and the Model X, which is their SUV-looking vehicle, were both like almost a year late to market. Man. But this one, it's on time, but they're already saying that the delivery dates aren't going to be. They were hoping for a much more aggressive delivery schedule, like 10,000 this month, 10,000 next month. Well, now they're saying 100 will be delivered this month, and then by I think December they're hoping to be up to about 15,000 to 20,000 a month. Wow! So if you ordered one, there's a good chance that you won't have it for over a year. Right.
If you're at the end of that line on the pre-order, you won't see it.
And what they do is they deliver, because they're built in California at Tesla's factory.
Right.
They deliver. So if you're in California, you're going to get it first. But if you're in Florida, you're not getting your car for at least another year.
Wow.
But it's exciting.
So you think you're a couple years away, you might make a play?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've talked about that with Annette. We've talked about it a million times. Right now, it doesn't make as much sense because I got gas the other day for $2.04 a gallon.
Right. It's not prohibitive right now with gas.
But man, for being somebody who's like a tech nerd and also into cars too, it's like it's everything combined.
Man, and what are we gonna wrench on though?
Oh man, I don't know. I have no idea, but I'll still keep the Jeep just
so we can break it
to make sure that my carbon footprint is still nice and firm.
I was going to say
it's a good-looking vehicle. They're fast as hell because they're electric motors as opposed to gas engines, and I want one so badly.
Fully electric scares me. So essentially, if you do a road trip with it, you have to find charge spots.
Yeah.
Like I probably wouldn't be able to take that car to where I went last week because there wouldn't be enough spots to charge it.
I don't know. The good thing about them is, because I know one person who has one. He's got a Model X, the SUV.
Yep.
And so the dashboard is basically just a massive iPad. It's like a 13-inch. It's a huge screen.
Wow.
Everything's controlled from it. The GPS is all in there and everything. Uses Google Maps. But what it does is if you plan a trip, it plans it according to where their chargers are.
Oh, really?
Because they have chargers all across the country.
Right.
And they're constantly building more and more of the charging stations.
I wonder if they'd just be up front and tell me like, ha ha ha, you're going to try to go there. Good luck.
Nice try. Might want to rent a Dodge truck for the weekend.
Right. Yeah, go rent an SUV beforehand.
But yeah, I'm pretty
pumped.
That's
exciting.
I'm excited about that. I think it would be awesome to get one of them.
Because they've had the Volt, which is the Chevy Volt, which is part electric, right?
Hybrid, yeah, it's a hybrid car.
Talking 40 miles on a charge, I think is what it was. It's not very much.
Yeah, we actually rented one of them when we were in Denver.
Oh, okay.
And, I think, if the batteries are fully charged, you'll go about 40 or 50 miles. But once the batteries run out, then the regular gas engine kicks in.
Yeah.
And even the gas engine still gets like 35 to 40 miles a gallon. So it's still a crazy efficient car. And if you're just like, a Volt would be perfect for me because I would never use the gas engine because I could drive
unless you go on a trip.
I could drive from here to work to home. That's 90% of my driving right there.
Yeah, free and clear too.
But
man, what a new. But then you know what? You're going to get that Tesla 3, and then within 2 years they're going to be like, well, hey, we're building a self-driver.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. This car, all of their cars have the hardware installed so they can do the fully autonomous driving.
Oh, okay. Just whenever it's ready down the road type of thing?
That's what they're doing is they build it in a way that basically every car has all of the features built in. But if you want those features like unlocked,
Yeah.
you pay more for them. Like right now, if you want to say you want a new pickup truck with a V6, you buy a truck with a V6. But if it was a Tesla, it would already have a V8 in it, but only 6 of the cylinders would work.
I see.
But then say a couple of years down the line, you say, yeah, I kind of want it to be a V8 now. You pay them a little bit of money. They do a software update, and it unlocks the other potential in the car.
Boy, that seems hackable.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Very unsafe.
Yeah, it just seems like I'm going to be riding down a highway, and all of a sudden I'm going to have 8 cylinders, and I'm going to be going in reverse.
I think it's going to be normal, though, man. I think that I don't know about in our lifetime, but I bet in our kids' lifetimes in this country, they stop selling internal combustion engines.
Well, I told you the other day that Volvo announced by 2019 they will build no more internal combustion engines.
There are a bunch of European countries who have already announced that they plan to completely outlaw the sales of cars with internal combustion engines by like the 2030s.
Wow.
That's insane.
I know, yeah. I can't fathom where it's going to be. Cannot fathom.
All right, first on my list was Chris Christie and Beachgate.
Yeah, boy, I think we had talked about this because it happened when it was on the 4th, and that picture of him on the beach with, him and his family, that was it, came out the day before. His political career is over. Yeah, because he is between the bridge thing and now this, and this one where he's been beyond unapologetic. Well, maybe you should be governor.
I kind of admire it. I'm like, that guy, he's not folding. He's saying, yeah, so I did it.
Yeah.
You want to do it? Be governor, and you can do it too.
Man.
He's such a bully.
He is too.
He's such a jerk bully.
I think it's been bad since he, because I think he expected much more when Trump became president, because he was the first major candidate to drop out, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So I think he expected the VP seat, to be honest with you, but I think somebody said, yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah. And in hindsight, he'd fit perfectly.
Right.
I mean,
with the rest of that crew over there right now, I mean, it would be nothing out of the ordinary. But
I would bet that there were a lot of talks like, oh, you're one breath away from the presidency. Let's go with somebody a little bit safer that we can control a bit. Let's put Pence in there.
Right. When is he still the governor?
Yeah, until 2018.
2018. Okay, so he's gone. He's gone next.
It's like
he's done.
January of 2018.
He's absolutely done. Right. I mean, he might be term limited out anyway. He's not getting reelected anyway. No. The big rumor for him is he's going to take over from Mike Francesa on a sports talk radio show.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Now, is he a guy? Does he need not Secret Service, but does he need a crew when he goes out? Can you imagine?
Christie?
Yeah,
I would assume that he has. I'm sure it's not called Secret Service, but it's. I actually know. Well, I don't know this person personally. My sister-in-law's sister is dating somebody who is in Christie's personal security team. Like, he drives him around, he picks him up places, takes him places. But yeah, so there's I don't know.
Can you imagine having to do that every day to WFAN and sit there and listen to his drivel?
Yeah.
For a few hours.
Well, he's doing it this week. He's doing a couple days
filling in or working with
Francesa.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I know Francesa's got a big 30 for 30 coming out this week. And I thought he might be doing a press tour or something for it.
Yeah, he might be. That might be why.
Because they keep talking about doing like a reunion.
I think that'll eventually happen.
Maybe a week.
Dog. I don't know, because they'll both be at the end of their contracts. So the rumors are that
meet up somewhere.
They're going to get back together somehow. But we'll see. But yeah, it's been a weird couple weeks that we've been off.
Yeah, no kidding. It felt like an eternity.
Sure.
My goodness. I think it was. So it was. 11 days.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Yeah. Never again, man.
I can't do it.
Never again.
Of course, I was ready to do anything but record because we did 4 episodes in like 10.
Yeah, that's true.
But hey, all in the name of content, Steve.
Mm-hmm. So hey, remember, follow us on social media. At Steve and Kyle on Twitter, Facebook.com/Steve and Kyle. You'll get all of the info on our Whirlwind Boston trip that comes up on July 22nd. Saturday, July 22nd.
Saturday, July 22.
Flying from Detroit. to Boston, getting there at 9:30 in the morning, and then getting on a flight at like 9 o'clock that night to fly back.
Yep.
With the sole purpose of going to the Cheers bars in Boston.
Yep.
So if you want to follow along with us, I think a few podcast listeners, we talked about it earlier, are actually going to show up. That would be ridiculous. We're going to try and have some stupid, terrible merch on hand that we can hand out too.
Yeah.
But yeah, follow us.
That will happen. Something along the lines needs to happen. If you want to come visit us in Boston, again, stay tuned for, extra specifics, but early afternoon, Cheers on Beacon. That's where we're going to be. Come have a drink with us. Take some pictures so we can show people that people actually listen to us.
You can download, subscribe, review the show on iTunes, Google Play, TuneIn, Stitcher.
Right.
And on Libsyn, screenshot those reviews to us, and you can be on for 2 minutes of awkward conversation as long as your phone actually works. Unlike
bunch of idiots.
But in the meantime, thanks for spreading the word. Thanks for those that listen to Free Beer and Hot Wings for sticking around for these new episodes. We really appreciate it.
Right. It's a pleasure to be on there, and anybody who gave us a chance and is sticking around, hope you enjoy it. Start listening to the backlog if you need a jumping on point. Boy, the year in review show, like I mentioned, good stuff from our first 6 months.
It would be the first episode from January.
Yeah, January 3, I think.
All right, talk to you next week.